Hey Bob, you're on your own to find your chair.
I'm on my own to find your chair. Is that what the tall ones are for over here?
No, we don't think we're supposed to stick up in the air.
Yeah, I would think. You got a catalog? If you're interested, that's Clark County's numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, schedule. I'll do that. Watch my
There we go.
How's that?
Resourceful as always.
Well, after I told him to do it,
I want to stand.
you do not stand.
I do.
That's not going to work.
Cooler over there. Yeah, there's a tree.
There's a fan over the thing.
Well, good that does me.
Oh, it's right there.
A whole lot of good that does me.
Just a minute. We'll wait till they're done.
Let's have a great night. Thank you.
Are you guys ready to go now? You got things you want to get off your chest right away?
Well, I wanted to set up. I think we're pretty close.
Okay.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Mark Troyer, who is the president of the Market Animal Sales Committee.
Well, you guys are old vets.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wanted to
welcome
warn you
to
that the
2023.
street
This
is a
is
little
the
wily at the
50th
fence.
and 51st market sale that we are participating in this year.
That's why he called me up there.
If you, in the past, have sold an animal at the market sale in the past 51 years, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you are a participant of this sale from 1973 to present. Give these people a big round of applause and make them circle back from up here and down there. Although this sale has changed in the last 51 years, its purpose and its meaning has not. These kids have all worked very hard all summer long to bring you some high quality animals that they've worked with, they've walked, they've washed, they've shined, brought here to the fair, had them judged, had them praised, and
And good evening. We welcome you to the Central Wisconsin State Fair Market Animal Sale, our second year on Zaleski Sports. And we thank Zaleski's for, once again, their contribution in helping making this go. And matter of fact, I had a couple comments last year. People said, hey, I sat home, and I'm sure they're doing it tonight, in their air conditioning, having a cold one, and enjoying us sweat. So there you go. Fortunately, the cameras are not on us, so we're okay.
That's always been a good thing.
That's always, yes. I've always had a face for radio. Bob Meyer along with Matt Lippert. Matt, I guess, I don't know how many years we've done this together.
Well, I've been in extension for, this is my 21st fair. I think a couple of years after I started, you still had my predecessor, Todd. So it's getting close to 20.
Yeah. We were talking about that before the sale started, about the different locations. We've done this over the years. I remember we were in a tent just outside the Round Barn one year. A couple years we were in a tent here where Pat's Barn stands.
Yeah.
We were in the hockey arena for several years.
And that was this hot, probably, even if it wasn't this hot
Yeah, there was
outside.
no air movement in that thing at all.
Right?
Air movement's not a big thing in a hockey ring, apparently.
No.
And then, of course, the Lang Show Palace was built probably, 10 years ago?
I think it's all that, yeah.
And this is certainly a beautiful setting. It is a little warm, we'll tell you, to be honest with you tonight. But once again, a great sale. Looks like we've got 126 animals total. They'll be up for sale. Great turnout here again this evening. This is a format they went to. You remember a couple years ago, we didn't have the fair sale, so we had a delayed sale at River Edge Country Club.
We did.
And we had round tables, and they really liked that for the meal. And so the last 2 years now, in the show ring, we have rounds set up like a fine dining hall.
And it was a fine meal that they served
Yes,
as
it
well.
was.
We had some, we had the classic kind of picnic meal, but most picnics don't have lamb balls, do they?
Is that what those were?
Yes.
They were good. I didn't know what they were.
Yeah, the sheep exhibitors give us a special mix. They make their own.
Yeah, they were good. They were very good. So now I'll know. Now I can say I've had some. We're kind of running through the preliminaries right now, and as is usual, we've got our veteran crew up here doing the sale, conducting it this year. And once again, Rod Fredrickson is the auctioneer, along with Pete Winterstorfer. The wingmen this evening are Casper Bendixson, Chris Fuchs, and Chris Ignatowski. Our clerks, once again, Ag Country Farm Credit Services. They've been doing this for years. The carcass show will be held at Custom Meats. Do you know when that's going to be?
It's always Thursday night.
Okay, so a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. And of course, livestock processing is going on at Custom Meats, Pinter's Packing, J&S Processing, Butcher Block 66, and OMG Butchering. So again, just a great group of folks that put this thing together. Of course, the Livestock Sale Committee is chaired by Mark Canoyer. Also, Vice President is Kelly Howey, Secretary is Ann Limbo, Treasurer is George Gilbertson, Member at Large is Jason Burnick. So all the people that, I remember when those guys were showing. Now we're old. So get through the preliminaries here. Rod Fredrickson kind of explaining.
Well, one preliminary is for the people watching is they got a different camera angle this year, right?
They're going to see the animals up close and personal.
Yeah.
As they run over us. You know, there was a time when Todd and I were doing that sale. That was in the tent south of the Round Barn.
And you got run over.
The pigs came behind us. There was a runway for the pigs from the hog barn, and one pig decided didn't want to go that route. And the next thing I know, we're going up and down, and the pig's coming underneath the table, and I'm grabbing equipment and wires. So I don't have to grab the equipment and wires. That's yours.
Yeah. So we're front and center this year. We'll see how it goes. And is this our third year with you or second year?
Second year.
Second year. That we have got it on the internet, and we got camera, so that's great.
So how about the entries this year? How are they doing?
Well, I know I don't know for sure how it started out, but we're selling 13 fewer head this year than last year, and it's all coming out of the hog barn.
Oh, really?
We were really even on the sheep, and we're up one on the beef, so we're down in hogs.
Okay. You know, just looking, we had the numbers from Clark County, which was 2 weeks ago, and we sold 138 animals, and a year ago it was 116. So
Yeah, your numbers have been really good over there.
yes, yeah, they had a really good fair, the junior fair, and actually they built that new barn. This was our third year in the new barn.
And it was supposed to be big enough for everything.
They had to move the sheep out.
They had to move the sheep out.
The beef were up big time, and so the beef and the hogs took up the big barn, and the sheep ended up in another barn. So
Yes.
no matter how big you build, it's not big enough.
I was there, and I think all of the dairy, open dairy, all the numbers were up, I think.
Right. Yeah.
So that's unusual. I don't think there's many counties that can report that.
Well, it seems like we were down, as
So
you,
much.
as you well know, COVID really hit 4-H and FFA and everything so hard, and the fair has suffered, and so a lot of questions were, would it come back? And I think it has. I think we're back to where we were.
Way over here, so he's on his way. Castor Dickinson is his spotter, and Chris Booth. Those are our 3 spotters. You can
Getting some final instructions here. He's got a lot of final instructions.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
It's 6:30 though, and I'm guessing we're going to start.
6:30, the hog is here, and we're ready to go. This is Emerson Lang, and daughter of Wendy Lang. Hog weighs 270. She's a member of the Snyder 4-H.
And you're a hog guy. You're also asking me these questions about, are the hogs getting redder or whiter or?
Well, the first thing this year is, we've had a lot of heat this summer, and that affects rate of gain. How does that affect the hogs?
I'm a dairy guy, and yes, we have had a hot summer, but it's also been dry, and that means the ground is drier with less water in it, and we seem to have cooled down at night pretty well.
Right.
Now tonight looks to be an exception, right?
It's not going to cool down. This
Not-
is not
not
going to
much.
get better.
Right. Not till the end of tomorrow, they say. But that's good for the Marshfield Fair because Saturday and they're supposed to be good. Friday and Saturday.
Right, decent weather. So
Yeah.
this is the hottest day. So. All right. So lot number 1 now being announced by Rod.
Emerson Lang of the Snyder 4-H, right up here. All right, once
Obviously heat is not a good thing for animals, especially heavy animals. You
know, a
always
lot of
worry
years
at
I
a
was
fair
always-
like this if you lose a pig.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering. Obviously stress is a concern in weather like this and heat like this. So you want to take it easy on animals, that's for sure.
For sure. A couple of years ago I was judging the Taylor County Fair, dairy, I drew dairy, and I had to do the dairy goats as well. They gave me a meal ticket, and it was pretty warm, and we better do our results.
So the first animal sells for $1,400. By the way, one thing, if you attend other sales, that's unique to this sale is they bid for the animal price. You're not selling by the pound. You're selling
We
the
haven't
animal
done that very long, but it's been nice.
Right, and I think that started that year at River Edge. And it was purchased by Hankey's Auto Service. So we thank you for that. Next one we have Stanton Jackson, Badger 4-H, son of Chris and Ann Stanton. And the hog weighs, or the sheep, it's a sheep. The only ones are sheep. And the sheep weighs 144.
Ann Stanton, Ann Dorhorst Stanton, DVM.
Oh, sure.
They're all DVM. This guy looks like he can do the splits pretty well.
He's done this before. And that's what's fun to watch, especially this guy is pretty young,
Yep.
and yet he knows what he's doing. And that's, I think the showmanship quality in these junior fairs in the area has improved dramatically over the years. How much was it? $1,000. All right, so $1,000 for the lamb.
And buyer 127 is Matthews Electric Service is your buyer. Matthews Electric Service, we thank you very much. And lot number 3.
So they had the wrong number up
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
side.
There we go.
Now they got it.
Matthews Electric Service.
Matthews Electric.
All right, here we go with our first skier. This is Brett Thiel, Market Beef. Brett's with the Meadowbrook 4-H, and the animal weighs 1,367.
Do you have that in Neilsville with the 2 layers? The pigs and sheep up higher and the
No, since they went to the new barn, We don't, and we've had some requests about that because, you know, the concern in Hillsville was when you're forcing the pigs up, and they weren't up that high,
but it's harder to get them there.
Yep, and so they decided to keep them on the floor. So the bidders are on bleachers, well, they're on chairs in front. But
well, you guys are seeing it with the camera, but we run a 2-deck system here.
Yep.
The steers, now that we're front row seat, these are the guys we got to worry about.
Yeah.
This one seems pretty sound.
$47.50. And the buyer is Dairy State Cheese.
So that steer, knowing that family, he had some brown Swiss in him.
Oh, that's where the color came from. It was a dairy, yeah. Here we go. This is Parker Burgess, North County Line 4-H. Parker is the son of Robert and Ricky Grossel, and the hog weighs 272.
Yeah, it was a market beef. It wasn't a dairy beef, but
Well, it wasn't.
I think it has a little brown Swiss
It
in
shows
it.
dairy, yeah. One of those crossovers.
Yes.
So we're at $1,200 right now. And of course, a good turnout of buyers here once again.
Room is full, despite all the heat.
Yes, yes.
And another little guy showing. His exhibit has about 100 pounds or more on him, 150 pounds.
Yeah, the hog's at 272.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's
he'd make
120
170.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe 170.
Maybe.
$1,400, and buyer is 106, and we'll catch that one quickly. That is John Seifert Trucking LLC. All right, this is Jenna Lindo, Marshfield FFA, daughter of Kevin and Ann Lindo, and the lamb weighs 143, and these people know sheep.
Yes.
Now, what kind of lamb is this? What breed is this?
Well, most of these market lambs are not purebred, but it's a white face, so most market lambs are, right?
Well, a lot of them are Schrops.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of a Roman nose to it, too, right?
It's got a little different look, right?
Yeah.
A little beefier than what they normally are, too, I think,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Might have a little Dorset in it, maybe. Or...
$900 for the lamb from Jenna Lindo. And next we go to, and we'll catch the buyer on.
Livestock buyer 206. Thank you very much. And lot number 6 is a 283-pound.
We go
Something
to
livestock.
Up the North County line.
Oh, we got the wrong number up.
We're not getting numbers. Olivia Smurs, Market Hog, is with the North County Line 4-H, daughter of Jesse and Kathy Smurs, and hog weighs 283. I know one thing that was a concern back in the years about hot summers was that the hogs were neat. They just wanted to lay in, stay cool. Obviously, these guys' appetite was not suppressed.
No. So that last buyer was 2 Dock Livestock. They got the number up for it.
Oh, there we go. 2 Dock Livestock, the buyer. All right. And Olivia Smurs now.
We heard North County Line quite a bit during Livestock Show. Pretty good livestock 4-H club. 129. How much did we see?
14?
MCHS Foundation.
So 1,400 on that one. So pretty well ballpark figure on the hogs are all running around $1,400. So
MCHS Foundation.
CHS Foundation by that
Marshfield
one.
Clinic.
All right, we go to Uriah Meisner, Dairy Beef, Golden Glow 4-H, son of Lisa and Jody Meisner, and this one's all dairy.
This is a Holstein steer.
$14.85.
He's got about a foot on some of his beef counterparts, right? On height.
That's a nice framed animal, though, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, he's up there, he's on legs.
So this Golden Glow 4-H was a real dominant factor in the beef show. I was announcing the beef show. So I see here that Golden Glow had 12 of the 16 dairy beef at the fair.
Really?
Yes, and the only other club was the Marshfield FFA with dairy beef.
4250, $4,250. And Bob Bry Builders, the buyer on that one. Some nice hamburger. All right, we go to Isaac Burdan.
Are you saying that they're Holstein, they're only good for hamburger? Is that what you're saying?
No. No, I'll take a steak. I'll take a steak out of that one any day. This is Isaac Burdan, market hog. He's with the Rosalba Rockets 4-H, son of Jason and Michelle Burdan. Hog weighs 261.
That's probably a good thing to mention. There's quality standards for these animals to make the sale.
I was going to say, there are some, not everybody makes that.
In the beef, they need to be the right weight, but they also need to live grade by the judge. They have to grade at least low choice. And that's, we tend to see the dairy beef live grade a little lower, but I've been involved with the carcass show for 20 some years. I think they actually often do a little better than expected once they're hanging as a carcass.
Really?
Oh yeah.
They're leaner than expected or what?
The judge just underestimates a Holstein steer a little more than they do a beef steer.
Still skewed to the beef animal.
Yeah.
3250? 3250.
3250.
3250 on Isaac Burdan's animal. And that goes to Marwood Construction. We go to Sarah Schnortheim, Auburndale FFA, daughter of Dan and Cindy Schnortheim, and a lamb weighing 142.
Now this is a black-faced lamb, but it's kind of brickled, right? It's not a really dark. It's got quite a bit of white.
So an interesting one now here on when you clip a lamb for showing. They left the top on. Is that?
Well, they left the shank. They left the lower legs on.
Right, the legs on.
And not everyone does that, right? But you definitely would do that with like a wool breed. You want to see that.
But I just noticed on top of the head, it's got kind of a...
it's got a little poof. There's styles that go through and
Right. Yeah, I used to have to brush the hair out of my eyes. 1500. And that goes to Edward Jones Investments. All right. This is Hobson Harches of the Market Hog with the Badger 4-H, son of Jay and Michelle Harches. And the hog weighs,
go ahead.
Hog weighs 274. He's got a flannel shirt on.
It's a plaid. Do you think it's flannel?
I
hope
so.
It's not.
It looks too warm for me. I don't know.
Long sleeve, that's for sure. The three of us here at the table are all in our shorty pants.
Yeah. It's just all a state of mind, I guess. Some guys are cool and some aren't.
Yeah. So our beef show was supposed to start at 9 yesterday.
1750 on that one for Hobson Harches. And the buyer, Econ Electric. All right, next up we go Madison Neuer, Webster 4-H. And Madison, the daughter of Mark and Kelly Knoyer. And the hog weighs 248.
So we heard from Mark right when we were opening.
Right.
He's the chairman of this event. He's the ag instructor in Auburndale. So that's her dad.
Yep.
They got a really awesome sunflower patch. It still looks pretty good, I think. We're about at the end. But.
Oh, you see a lot of people posting pictures from out there. That is, well, now he's got a bunch of zinnias planted out there this year as well.
So the Auburndale School Forest used to be 10 miles from the school.
Yep.
And they bought a forest that's walking distance for the students and sold the other one. And it's been a really nice thing. They have trails, and it's a great thing for the community.
Well, and that's such a nice complex there. The park right next to the school. $2,000 for Knoyer's hog. Sold at B&H Automotive. All right, we go to Emma Bangert, Emma's with the Marshfield FFA, and a dairy beef. She's the daughter of Rick P. Bangert, and the animal weighs 1412.
Lot number 12. We have a one.
Emma just showed dairy today. She's one of our best dairy exhibitors. You know, she's like about her last year, maybe her last year. She's really outstanding in the dairy show. And true to form, she brings the dairy beef. Yeah. So before I got talking to you about the sunflowers, our beef show was supposed to start at 9, but our judge called at 8 and said, you know, my contract says I'm to be there at noon. Is that correct? And so he got on the car, so he came from Mineral Point. So there was a mistake, it wasn't his fault, but we started 2 hours late on our beef show.
2 hours in Mineral Point here. Yep, you're right.
$50 going to go your way, Chris. Over Iggy going to go to
$37.50.
16.
$37.50 on that one. And that was Ag Country Farm Credit buying that one. We go to Maya Cramp, Shady Lane 4-H, daughter of Kurt Cramp and Amy Bethard. And a hog weighs 270.
Well, she's got the flannel thing going too.
Yeah. Apparently it's a lot cooler up there than it is out here. If we were elevated, if I could stand up, it would be fine. So you were talking about earlier about some of the criteria to decipher which hogs make the sale, what lambs make the sale, what beef make the sale. What are the criteria?
Well, we went away from the stand. So basically, and we don't have an initial weigh-in anymore. We have an ear tagging event. So, you know, they have to make sure they're managing the project. They gotta get their ear tags when we normally have our weigh-in.
Right.
And then to do a little quality control, we collect a genomic sample on every animal. We don't test them all, but we can test them all.
So any can be tested.
Yep. 2,500.
2,500. 2,500 on that. And that was purchased. Nelson Jameson. All right, this is Lillian Andrus, market lamb with the Richfield 4-H. She's the daughter of Kurt and Angie Andrus, and the lamb weighs 125.
So first off, the youth, when we came up with 124 today, the youth can only sell one. So they can show 3 pigs, 2 steers, and lambs. They can do all that, but they have to pick which one they're going to sell. So there's that. And then,
So they declare that once they qualify for the sale.
Well, we let them switch, especially if they got a champion.
Yeah.
They might have picked a different animal.
Okay. So I was going to sell the sheep.
Otherwise, the final decision is made weigh-in day. So here that would have been Monday night. But we do have a few switches that could happen on Tuesday.
$1,200 on that one by Lillian Andrews. General Farm Supply buying that one. All right, we go to John Sternweiss, the Marshfield FFA. He's the son of Daryl and Brenda Sternweiss, and the hog weighs 248. John is now, okay, we remember him from Farm Technology days.
Yeah.
He hasn't grown a lot.
He hasn't had all of his growth spurt yet, has he?
John is, state champion wrestler.
Yeah.
We were laughing because my grandson's in his class. We were at a football game, and I'm talking to Brendan. I says, "Which one is Jonathan?" He says, "The littlest one out there." But he did well in wrestling.
Yep. He knows how to smile too.
Yep. And he's up getting the 3,200 on his hog right now. So I'd say that smile's worth a few bucks.
Yeah.
So $3,000 on John Sternweiss's hog.
86.
And that goes to
186. Seehafer.
Seehafer Refrigeration. We go to Lyra Van Huff with Shady Lane 4-H, the daughter of Jackie Sternweiss, and a market hog that weighs 268. So what was the other criteria then in deciding what size sheep,
I
what
was going to
size?
say, like, that market, the carcass event that we have next week, Thursday, is the first educational event we offer from the market animal sale. And they need to attend, I think it's 3, but they need to attend qualifying educational events during the year so that we know that it's an educational program. So, and then as quality, they got to be between a minimum maximum weight. And in all these species, I've been doing this 20 years now, they're getting bigger, right? The sheep are getting bigger, the steers are getting bigger, the pigs are getting bigger.
Hog sells for $2,000. Purchased by Anderson Electric Service. And now we go to Gensko. Market beef from the Badger 4-H, daughter of Jason and Amy Gensko. And the steer weighs 1260. And this one's got a little Hereford in there.
Might have some shorthorn.
Yeah, that could be
It
cool.
doesn't have a white head.
Yep. But a compact steer.
Yep.
A compact steer at 1260. One of the lighter ones in here, but still nice finish.
We had steers down to 1160 in the beef.
Okay. And
So
the
this one, we had a steer that weighed 1,500.
So is there a top end as well?
I think we're allowed to go over 1,500 now. I think we might be at the Clark County rule where you get over that, you just don't get paid for it over
Okay,
that.
you pay up to.
I'm not positive.
Yep. $4,000 on that steer.
And buyer 187 is Sean DeP Construction is your buyer.
Sean DeP Construction, the buyer. Christopher Burgess, market hog out of North Carolina 4-H, son of Robert and Ricky Grasso. And a hog weighs 275. Christopher Burgess.
So Christopher has gone with the plaid, but he's got short sleeves.
He looks much cooler, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe a semi-formal wear.
Yeah. So what's the stripe over the shoulder mean? Is that a breeding pattern?
That's supposed to be, isn't it? There's a pattern. There's different names for those patterns, aren't there? I don't know. I'm full German heritage. Don't ask me.
You showed pigs, did you not?
No.
You didn't show any pigs?
No, I did dairy, horses. That was it. So it sells for $1,500. And it goes to get the buyer for here in this
Gardner Cold Storage is your buyer. Gardner Cold Storage, buyer 84 for $1,500.
Gardner Cold Storage was the buyer.
And lot number 19.
Not as advertised on the screen.
Oh, it says Gardner Cold Storage.
Oh, they changed it now. This is Madison Abel, Market Lamb, Marshfield FFA. And she is the daughter of Chris and Tanya Abel. And the lamb weighs 153.
And this one is not a black lamb, but it's a darker lamb, right? Which we used to see a few years back really, really common in the show sheep, that they'd be a little gray, darker sheep.
Have they evolved? Well, obviously everything's evolved over the course of the season, or the course of the years, but, you know, it seemed like for a while there, everything was Suffolk.
Yep.
And then they kind of moved away from it.
crosses, yeah. The Suffolks were too much like a dairy animal, right? They're all legged and
Yep.
not as well muscled as they're too tall.
Whereas now you're getting the crossbreeds in here.
Yep.
Going for 2,700. Got 2,700.
Price is pretty good so far, huh?
A $3,000 lamb is a pretty good price.
We're not in the champions either. She's, I think, a third generation sheep exhibitor. Definitely a second.
So, question. So, $3,000 lamb. These other
3,000?
lambs are going for 12, 9, 15, wide 3.
It's usually a bitter interest, you know. The youth went out and contacted potential buyers and found enough of them that it's a competitive bid.
Double the price of the other lambs so far. That one.
Yep. It all depends on who
Is
you have
that who
bidding.
it is?
Complete filtration, the buyer. All right, this is Jacob Morris. Market hog, weighs 281. He's with Snyder 4-H, son of Terry and Lori Morris. And he's tall and plaid. We're commenting more on the dress today than we are on the hogs. That's a chunky hog. 281. He didn't miss a lot of meals.
No.
So then what are the caps, weight caps on the hogs?
Well, that's what I was going to say. They used to be, I think I can remember back when they were 270 or maybe even lower than that.
How much is that one?
$23.50.
$23.50. So the hog sells for $23.50. At
Festival?
Food.
No,
Festival.
that's not the right one. 178.
Hold on.
Thank you very much. And lot number 21.
No.
That's still not right.
1,050-pound market steer shown by
All right, this is Michelle Potts.
Roosh Companies.
Oh, there we go, Rush Companies. All right, Michelle Potts, market beef rather, weighs 1315. Daughter of Neil and Brenda Potts with the Marshfield FFA. Michelle Potts. So anyway, the weights on the hogs, you were saying?
Well, I think it's. Don't ask me the specifics anymore. This used to be a 281-pound hog would have been too heavy.
Right.
So let's see what we got for the heaviest here this year. We got one at 293 on this first page.
That's about the heaviest, I think.
No, 298.
299.
It might be 300 pounds.
$4,500. The steer.
And buyer 201 is total electric services you buy. Buyer 201
Total electric service behind that one.
Thank you very much.
All right, this is Kelly Newman, the market hog. Weighs 292, plate with a Shady Lane 4-H, and son of Donnie and Kim Neiman. So Clay Neiman.
A lot of Neiman's. That's a hog name in what.
I was going to say, that name's been around hogs a long time. A few generations here. And some spots on this one.
Lots of spots. It doesn't look too stressed out.
What's that?
It doesn't look too stressed out. So that'd be another thing. In beef, I think we changed the rule that you could sell a heifer, but I think we got all steers. Hogs, I mean, we have barrels and gilts.
Gilt in
both.
there, right? Market hogs, market hogs. But the gilt or the barrel's still all gain though.
Yes, yeah, they're. So,
$2,900 on that one. Again, that's Clay Neiman, and we'll get the buyer on that.
Masonville.
Masonville Road.
So one thing I
I
can
was
tell you,
talking to Ken Hyman when I walked in tonight, and he said, you know, we've got a lot of people signing slips. I've got a lot of animals to buy tonight. All right, this is Travis Weigel, Jerry Rookies with the Marshfield FFA, son of Donald and Roxanne Weigel, and steer weighs 1306, and a dairy steer.
One thing that was new in the market animal this year was there's a performance class. So they did get scanned if they signed up for it.
All right.
So it used to be they all got scanned.
Right.
And then we actually lost. There was a shortage of scanning services. Ultrasound is the word I should be using. So we would estimate their back fat and their muscling through ultrasound, and that would be a criteria for if they were good enough or not for the sale. They had to have enough muscle, they had to have enough fat, but not too much fat.
37.50 on that animal. So you never have to come back to the scan, or you can scan if need be.
Well, it's a performance class, so you can.
That animal purchased by Chips of Marshfield. This is Brooklyn Ultimate Market Hog. Brooklyn is the daughter of Jeffrey and Jen Ockenick, and the hog weighs 256. Brooklyn Ultimate. I remember when Jeffrey was showing.
We basically couldn't find a person to do ultrasound. So that's when we went away from that criteria, because there was a time way back in the past that we didn't ultrasound either.
Right.
I remember having to educate people about the ultrasound being a valid tool.
Oh yeah, that was controversial.
Yep.
How dare you term our hogs have that much back fat?
Right. So now, because it's a really great program, so now they can be ultrasounded, and we will announce the winners of the performance at the carcass show.
Oh. So the criteria for performance are what?
Well,
what are they judging on?
it's
$1,700 on Ockenick's animal. And that goes to buyer 216. Wheelers of Marshfield buy that one.
in pigs. There's such a thing as a grid. So okay.
We go to Ryan Bernick, dairy beef. He's from beef weighs 1616, son of Jason and Leah Bernick. Ryan Bernick. All right.
So there's a couple different ways you can rank a pig. So a grid would be that they're not too big or too small, like the loin eye area, because people don't want too big of a loin eye or too small of a loin eye. But I think we're going straight by probably percent fat-free lean.
Does age have anything to do with the animal at all, or?
It affects it, and also the equation alters it, as you mentioned. When they enter the equation, they enter the ultrasound information, they enter the live weight information, and they also enter in if it's a barrel or a gilt. And that all goes into the equation as far as what it estimates the muscling and the fat to be.
$47.50 on the steer from Bernick, and that goes to Brenner Oil Company out of Clark County. All right, we go to Alana Cherney, Market Hog. She's with the North County Line 4-H. Hog weighs 286, daughter of Aaron and Carolee Cherney. Alana Cherney. So how long have they done the contest here?
This new contest is brand new this year.
It's brand new this year, okay. Now, everybody's in it. They enter it, or they have to enter it? Or?
You have to enter it. Not everybody's in it.
Okay. So how many hogs are in it, do you know?
I don't. I was announcing the beef show. I will be able to tell you that on Thursday when we get the results.
That'd be interesting to know.
So another program that we started last year is we have outstanding livestock showman exhibitor. So today we had kids, beef kids showing pigs and lambs.
A supreme showman.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have that in Clark County.
Oh, sure. We've had that for years.
Well, we just started it.
Oh, really?
So of course we thought about it, and it's a little better than your event.
Chris, I told him your way $2,700 over there. That's going to go to buyer number 156.
2,700 on hog for churning.
And buyer 156 is Pat Richardson Milk Hauling is your buyer. Pat Richardson Milk Hauling.
Average the milk hauling, the buyer on that one.
I think
We go to Noah Altman. Market hog weighs 293. Noah's with Country Kids 4-H, son of Patrick and Jill Altman. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, oh gosh, Clark County's had that for 40 years.
I think it's a really good idea.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's
You
just,
have a quiz as well, right?
pardon me?
Besides the showing, they have a livestock knowledge quiz.
Yep. Well, I know Mark Ziem judged it 1 year for Clark County.
Well, and I think Mark was one of the people that really wanted this.
Yeah.
Mark is one of the ag instructors in Marshfield, and he's the beef junior show superintendent. So,
We're talking about it this year. That should they throw in, because right now they do a hog, a beef, and a lamb. Should they throw in a goat? Or, do you give them a choice? But no, it's a terrific contest. And I mean, the kids that are entered in it are senior show. These are people that have been around for a while.
yep.
And they're good. They're really good. 575, 5750 on the hog for Noah Altman. Colo Trucking and Excavating. I don't recall that one in the past. Is that a new buyer?
Well, they're out of Rudolph.
All right. We go to Jonathan Plum. Market hog weighs 264. Son of Josh and Deanna Plum. Oh yes, with the Richfield 4-H. I failed to mention that. So something that's kind of always been different in Wood County too is you have clubs that kind of specialize. Whereas Clark County's, your club is, you've got specialists within your club.
Well, I kind of alluded that earlier. I said we saw a lot of North County line this year.
Yep.
And, I think 10 years ago that was a pretty small club. It's always pretty fundamentally sound in livestock, but they're pretty, I think they're on an upswing right now. This Richfield 4-H that this young man's from, this is Wood County's oldest 4-H club.
Oh, really?
And yeah, they're a pretty strong livestock club.
3250 on that one. Purchased by H&S Manufacturing. We go to Dylan Ballard, Marshall FFA, son of Rick and Peggy Bangert, and who weighs 1340, Holstein steer. I think one thing we're seeing over in Clark County, and we've had a consolidation of 4-H clubs. We've got a new one on Rock Road, but we've seen more participation from FFA chapters. Marshfield FFA has always had a big presence here.
Auburndale, Pittsville.
Those three FFA chapters have been very active, and now we see, Loyal's very active. Newsville FFA is there, of course.
I noticed that. I was watching. Okay, I judged the goats there this year.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to sit next to during the open dairy show.
3750 on this steer. And Gardner Cold Storage. We go to Callie Bell, Market Hog. She's with Golden Glow 4-H, daughter of Josh and Lacey Bell. Hog weighs 276.
So Brady Auer, who was your judge of your outstanding showman event,
Yep, okay.
he's a dairy farmer. So he was watching the dairy show while I was waiting for the youth to complete their tests. So I was talking to him about your event over there as well.
Okay.
And what I noticed is during the dairy show, the junior dairy show, you're supposed to have a junior show an animal, and that gets to be a problem when you get for the champions. If a junior has multiple animals.
Yep.
And so they've had to stop and go, this adult or this Marathon County person couldn't be showing because it's got to be a 4-H'er. And they didn't even say or FFA. You know, it's got to be a 4-H'er. So I think we do have a touch stronger FFA history on this side of the line.
And that brings us to lot number 30. He didn't mind being on stage.
Well, you still have scouts here as
we
well,
have Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts.
Right, yep.
Brings us to lot number 30.
You still have independents over here too, don't you?
I don't know if we got any in here tonight. We don't in the dairy show. They're either Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Junior Holstein Club, or 4-H or FFA. Yeah, I would let you know that in our beef show yesterday, the champion beef was shown by the Wood County Junior Holstein Club.
3250. We believe in segregation or desegregation.
Mid-Wisconsin Concrete.
Yeah. All right, Mid-Wisconsin Concrete and excavating the buyer on Bell. We go to Elsie Stanton, Market Lamb. She's with the Badger 4-H, daughter of Chris and Ann Stanton, and the lamb weighs 142. Elsie Stanton.
Yeah, so brother and sister sold within the first quarter. Our second exhibitor was another Stanton, so
okay.
We're only like a quarter of the way through.
And they draw. This is all by drawing as a sale order?
Yes. You know, but the sale is, years back, people would feel that they didn't do well because they got a later spot in the sale.
Yeah, because at auction, people leave. Here they're here to buy.
Well, there's not been a weak point in the sale in recent years. You know, it's been really solid.
Yeah, it really boils down to get your bidders here. Yep. And they do a good job of it. But yeah, I mean, you know, Clark County, we sold 138 animals in 139 minutes, and nobody leaves, you know?
Yeah, and you and I have, know the other local county, Wausau, used to have a really slow sale.
Yeah. But I've heard that really sped up this year.
Well, I think it's getting faster.
Yeah, I was trying to think of who I was talking to at Clark County, that was it. $2,100 for the lamb from Stanton.
And buyer 59 is Dean Oldman Trucking is your buyer.
Dean Oldman Trucking and Excavating. We go to Carter Lipke, Pittsville FFA, son of Josh and Lori Lipke, and the hog weighs 252. It's a different nose on that hog. Looks like he was chasing a parked car.
Yeah.
That's different.
There you go, you can see a Lipke bar right here, that 252-pound nice velvet hog. About $1,000, let's go, $1,000.
Okay, our auctioneer calls this one a belted.
Well, it shows more Hampshire than anything, but I think there's something else in there as well. You know, for years, what was it? A Hamp York Cross
Was the winning thing?
was the popular hog. And then, of course, over here, you know, Durocs were always the big thing for this fair for a number of years. Now they're hogs.
They're hogs.
And I don't know how many of these hogs, you know, they buy from the same breeder or known breeders.
What I've seen here is there's a few names where people go to buy show hogs. Some people buy commercial hogs, and they don't do that great in the show, but they usually do well enough because they're commercial, so they're good, fundamentally sound animals.
Yeah.
So they make the sale. I think this might be one of those. You know, that it's not an elite,
Yep.
expensive show hog program, but it might be a pretty
good
elite.
commercial hog.
It might be a pretty elite commercial breeding program.
But I think like Grant Koski used to furnish a lot of hogs when he was at Loyal. Then his barn burned down and he didn't get back into it. But he sold a lot of show hogs. We're up to $4,800 on this thing.
49 now, 49 now, 5,000 now, long way to get there, 551, 51, 51, 51, 51, sold the hog over here, $5,000, going to get a buy number 53, 53.
$5,000. You don't have to raise many hogs at that price.
And buyer 53 is
Custom fabricating and repair.
That young man lives 2 miles from me. So
Oh, yeah?
there's some money coming back to the neighborhood.
This will affect your income. All right, this is Ella Stickert, daughter of Wade and Heather Stickert with the Golden Glow 4-H. Dairy beef weighs 1520, and looks like red and white Holstein here.
Red White Holstein. Yep. So as I look at our beef show, we had dairy beef up to 1,900 pounds.
You did?
Yeah.
See, Clark County had a dairy beef at 18 something.
But our beef, our market beef, maxed out at 15.
Okay. Yeah, because we commented it sale at Clark County, and none of us could recall selling an animal that big before.
Yep.
45. All right, so Sticker's Animal sells for $4,500. Purchased by Nikolai Construction. Emma Seidel with the Country Kids 4-H, daughter of Chad and Keisha Seidel. And a hog weighs 298. So Emma Seidel.
I think this one's a Holstein belt. They got a little oil on it. It's a pretty shiny pig, right?
That's a. Oh yeah, there's more white on this side.
It's got kind of a tuxedo look.
It's kind of a belted Galloway got over the fence.
Yep.
As my brother would say, they all look the same on the horse.
You see more of those belted cattle in the countryside out of
Oh yeah, the Galloways and then the.
Dutch belted. If they're a dairy animal, they're Dutch belted. And then Galloways, and then,
What does Danny have?
yeah,
Bulingos.
Bulllingo.
He's not gonna forgive me for that.
Bulllingo. They're a little smaller frame, aren't they? Or am I wrong? Aren't the Bullingos a little smaller frame?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're.
I'm trying to build up your credibility with your brother a little more.
See, and I've always been told when you find yourself in a hole,
Just
stop
leave
digging.
it. 3,800.
3,800 on Seidel's Animal, and it goes to West Side Service of Auburndale. We go with Coleman Becker, Auburndale FFA, market hog, weighs 262, and he's the son of Steve and Shelley Becker. And another spotted one. And here too, we've got the floppy ears.
Very floppy.
That's got to be. Is there some Poland China in here? You just don't see that many floppy ears on hogs anymore.
No.
I have to start sending samples to 23andMe.
How many genes does a hog have? I don't know.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Chromosomes? Like chromosomes, that'd be the right word, right?
Well, aren't they the same as humans? Aren't they 23?
Well, that's you brought up 23 and me, so.
Yeah? I don't know. But the hogs are quite close to humans, aren't they? I mean,
27.
2,700?
And buyer
Well, we've got Mr. Zaleski doing extra duty tonight. He's taking prices for us as well.
Are you able to hear us? Are we all right that way? All right.
All right, this is Emma Kunninger, Marshfield FFA. Steer weighs 1320, daughter of Megan and Dan Kunninger. Emma Kunninger.
Now I'd say there's some Charolais here.
That's a lot of Charolais. But that's a nice stocky framed animal. You look at.
They got the hair trained forward really nice, blown up really sweet.
So we talk a lot, or we know a lot about, prepping a dairy animal to show. Do they do the same with beef?
Oh, I think some of it's more elaborate than dairy.
Oh, really?
Well, okay, so you want that, even if they're well muscled or not, you want the look of being well muscled.
So you need the hair longer?
You want hair. So some, like a Holstein steer in the summer, doesn't grow much hair.
Right.
But you see these show beef especially, have a lot of hair. And some of them will give them...
Is it 4,000? 4,000 on that one. So, sells to automated products. And we go to Brooke Sternweiss, Marshfield FFA, daughter of Daryl and Brenda Sternweiss, and a market hog weighs 278. Brooke Sternweiss.
So they'll give them a lot of good cold baths.
So they grow hair.
Grow hair. And if you're taking an animal to a national show, you might have it in a room with air conditioning.
So when it gets out of the show, it's dying. But notice that, like this last one, it had a lot of hair. It was nice and fluffy. But yeah, you're right. It makes him look bigger. And he weighed what? 1520. No, 1320.
1320.
And to be honest with you, he looked bigger than 1320.
Yeah, he did. So that Charolais is not quite like a Belgian Blue with extreme double muscling, but they do have some double muscling traits in the Charolais.
Do you see many Belgian Blues around anymore?
Oh yeah.
You do.
So there's a lot of interest.
And Sternweiss's hog sells for $3,900. And the buyer is Masonville Dairy. Keep it in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We go to Briggs Bauman, Market Lamb, weighs 141. Briggs with the Meadowbrook 4-H, son of Angie Bauman. Briggs Bauman.
Our conversations are so exciting that I recall last year's, I think. So we were talking a little bit about what's happening with dairy cattle, that a lot of Holsteins and Jerseys are getting bred to sex female semen.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we have more replacement herd than we need. And so then the cows that aren't deemed to be good enough for the future generation of dairy herd get bred to beef cattle.
Right.
And they typically get bred Angus, so they have a black hide and they can qualify as certified Angus beef. But since Belgian Blue have such extreme double muscling, there's some interest in that breed as a cross for a dairy animal.
But was there a concern of calving difficulty?
Always has been, yep.
So the lamb sells for $1,300, and buyer is Earth Incorporated. We go to Aubrey Fight. Market hog weighs 246. Daughter of Jackie and Jake Plank, and Caleb Fight and Carly Knudsen, member of the Country Kids 4-H. Yeah, I know they talked about Belgian Blues because I remember there was a guy in Loyal that had a Belgian Blue bull, and I mean he was massive. He was the Arnold Schwarzenegger of beef. But yeah, calving difficulty was a big concern.
But another problem with them is they're not black.
Yeah, you're right.
And you need black cattle. So the Simmental breed always used to be kind of somewhere between a Guernsey color and a Hereford color, right?
Yeah.
They weren't exclusively white-headed, but they were kind of that cherry color and white spot. And now most of the Simmentals are black.
Yep.
Because they can qualify as certified Angus. even though they're a Simmental.
Now you think about the Mark Zimmerman family, they run Simmentals, and they're all black. 2,400 and $4,400 on the Market Hog. Next we go to Kylan Lipke, Pittsville FFA, daughter of Josh and Lori Lipke. And a hog weighs 265. Kylan Lipke.
This hog was flinging shavings in our face. So we've been worried about the steers, but this one got shavings pretty close to us.
I'm here. This is my last fair. I can do what I want. You had talked a bit about this whole thing is an educational process. And, I guess if you can just kind of go through what's required of the exhibitors to be a part of this program.
So the education can fit on a number of different things. There will be education on how to prepare an animal for the show. There will be education on, like our carcass event, what is good quality meat? What is the consumer looking for?
Which is the ultimate goal here.
Right. We also have just how to care, general husbandry for your beef, sheep, and swine, and some things about consumers are interjecting their concerns about the meat production system more and more. So we educate about that.
4,900 on the animal from Lipke and the buyer.
And buyer 53 is
Custom fabricating and repair. The buyer. We go to Brenna Thiel, Market Beef. She's with the Meadowbrook 4-H, daughter of Bill and Barb Thiel, and the animal weighs 1415. And this is an Appaloosa.
Well, her brother bought that one I said had some brown Swiss in it. So yeah, this one's got 1,000 spots, I think.
Yeah. Now, as a judge, does color make a difference in the show ring?
Well, it's not supposed to, but you'll find, like I've gone to some of these sales where they're selling in the fall, where they're selling for next year's market animals, and the exhibitor will still want a good meaty, good-legged, good straight animal, but they might say great hair or really neat markings will be the thing that will get the judge to remember my animal.
Yeah.
So fundamentally, if you don't have the muscling, it's not going to get you there, but it may be that extra luck.
And that's all you ask for sometimes. 4,250 is what it sells for. And purchased by Richardson Milk Hauling, Mike Richardson. All right, we go to Zachary Bauer, Golden Globe 4-H, son of Steve and Becky Bauer. Hog weighs 290. But I mean, I guess an animal like that, you think it's you look at it, you don't notice it. And when you have, here we have a white hog, and you've got
white hog,
30 white hogs in the ring. How do you decipher them? But my gosh, that spotted cow kind of showed up.
Say what?
That spotted steer kind of showed up.
Oh yeah, it sure did.
So anyway, getting back to the education side of things.
Yeah, where were we? Feeding.
What the consumer's looking for.
Work. What kind of vaccinations and housing, marketing, how to exhibit, because you ought to do well at that. Also, a little bit about what consumers are wanting today. Like if some of these kids are showing at State Fair, and they're going to field a lot of questions from the million people that went to Wisconsin State Fair this year, who've never seen a hog before and are not sure if it's a rabbit or not.
And that's always been a selling point of the Wisconsin State Fair. You're in the major metropolitan area.
Right.
Well, Minnesota's the same thing. 3,300 on that one. And that was purchased by Nasonville Dairy. So Ken gets another one. All right, we go to Justine Lindo. Market Lamb weighs 135. Daughter of Ann and Kevin Lindo. She's from the Golden Globe 4-H. Justine Lindo.
Shown by Justine Lindo of the Golden Globe for it. And look at the nice little wither lemon here, about 800. It's starting to go from 9,800 to about 800.
So I always thought it's interesting when you talk to kids at State Fair and what kind of questions they get in the barns. First of all, you know, not every person at the fair ventures into the barns, but those that do have some interest.
Right.
And what kind of questions do they run into?
Oh, it's hard to predict, right?
Yes.
You know, they don't know what an udder is. They don't know body parts. You know, what's a male and a female. You explain things like that. But you get a lot of concern about, are they treated well?
Yes.
Is their life good?
$1,600 for Lindo's lamb. We go to Justin. By the way, that was purchased by Two Dock Livestock. We go to Justin Fate, Market Hog. He's the son of David and Jody Fate, and a hog weighs 277.
We know that people that are making the decision not to eat meat, either vegetarian or vegan, that's a thing all over the world, but it's heavier in urban areas. And so you're going to get more people like that at the Wisconsin State Fair. And some of them you're not going to change their mind, but you still can tell them the practices we use that are humane, and like livestock, cattle, we usually tell about how they recycle so much waste that they're not as bad for the environment as you think.
Power pack the buyer on that one. And it went for how much? 2,500? 2,500, thank you. All right, we go to Corbin Pankratz, dairy beef. Corbin's the son of John and Carrie Pankratz, and the animal weighs 1,430. He's with the Golden Glow 4-H. We've got a couple of Golden Glows back to back here.
I said Golden Glow dairy beef was 12 of the 16.
But here again, we've got one that's really up on legs.
Oh, this is 100% Holstein type breeding here. So the beef people would say that there's not enough muscling in the thigh.
I was going to say, do you think this is finished enough?
Well, our judge said that it graded at least low trucks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does have cover, but it's not a really heavily. And finished is about cover, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it probably does, but it's not a heavily muscled animal.
Right.
It's not wide in the loin. It's not muscular in the thigh.
$3,750. All right, so 1,430-pound animal sells for $3,750. And now we go to Addison Bell, Market Hog. Addison, the daughter of Josh and Lacey Bell. Hog weighs 283. And with the Golden Glow 4-H.
And it's Hewitt's meat.
Oh, Hewitt's meat processing the buyer.
Yeah, so I would say most Holstein steers, by the time they get to 1,500 pounds, usually do grade high enough.
Yeah.
You know.
So how much will an animal like that dress out? So let's take the Charolais-looking beef that was in here earlier with the fluffy hair. And
well, that'll probably be less. It's all hair.
Yeah.
So what is the number you hit? Dressing percentage? 60?
Well, normally it's 65, 60, 65.
Right. So the Holsteins are usually considered to be 1 to 2% less than the beef cattle.
Yeah, because bigger bones, bigger.
Yeah.
3,500, and that one goes 3,500, and that goes to.
And batter 147 is Northside Elevator.
Northside Elevator out of Loyal.
Did you see the quick lap this guy's doing here?
This is Nolan Pankratz. He's with the Golden Glow 4-H, son of John and Carrie Pankratz. And the steer weighs 1,285, and that is significantly more than Nolan weighs.
I think Nolan might be a first year, huh?
He's smiling.
Someone told him you better smile whether you feel like it or not, right?
He's done well of handling it here, though. I mean, that steer was going to run for a little while.
It's the culmination of your project here. So there's probably little nerves going on there. Yeah.
Now 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 37,50, 4,000, 37,50, 4,000.
So we see, especially in these younger ones, we see.
$37,50 over here. That's going to go to buyer number 163.
3,700 that it sells for, and the buyer.
And buyer 163.
Power pack.
Power pack. Buyer again.
All right.
Buyer
We go to Lillian Griesbach, Market Hog out of the Richfield 4-H, daughter of Craig and Sarah Griesbach. Hog weighs 267. We've got a lot of spots this year.
So we see youth feel crying at the sale because the stress, or they're attached to their animal, and this is their last event.
You know, that's something you watch at every livestock sale. There's always more than a few tears. They get attached to them. So you're talking about state fair and about consumers coming into the barns who aren't really knowledgeable but want to know, is there training for the kids who are going to state fair? This is how you handle the questions.
I don't think they all get it, but there are curriculum developed for that.
All right, it sells for $3,000, purchased by Central Mechanical Systems. And now we go to Carson Fate. Carson has a market hog, weighs 285 with the Golden Gold 4-H. And Carson is the son of David and Jody Fate. Carson Fate. Has it been discussed?
Oh, like I said, there's we'll have Bernie O'Rourke will be our person discussing at the Carcass Show in Marathon, and she's the state livestock youth specialist from UW-Madison.
Okay.
And she's developed materials. Other people have developed materials and presented discussions on how to discuss your project in a positive light with the general public, because it's a pretty important thing.
Well, I was going to say that. So Fate's animal sells for $2,000, and the buyer number 98. And Utes Meat Processing. We go to Jamie Lindo. Jamie is the daughter of Kevin and Ann Lindo. And Lamb weighs 133. He's with Marshfield FFA, and we've got a black lamb here.
We do. Just as I said, there were fewer of them than there used to be in the market. So, you know, in sheep, wool has, the wool market's been low for a long time.
Right.
So it used to be that would be a negative on any breed of sheep, even though these meat-type sheep were never really bred for the wool.
But black, you can't do anything with.
Right. Although I was in Iceland 2 years ago, and the country has got more sheep than people.
Yeah.
And they
1,100. All right. So Lindo's animal sells for 11. Purchased by Gardner Cold Storage. We're going to Tyler Plum, and with Market Hog, Richfield 4-H, and the son of Sam and Holly Plum. Hog weighs 282. Anyway, you were in Iceland.
Oh yeah, so they have a craft industry, and you can buy some very expensive, I would say very nice, but very expensive woolen overcoats, jackets, blankets, any woolen product. But they will take their Icelandic sheep come in multiple different colors, and instead of dyeing the wool, they'll use the different colors to make the patterns. Yeah.
So did you buy a coat?
I was spending a lot of money to get myself to Iceland.
And I had to get home.
Yeah.
2,500 on Plum's hog. And we'll get the buyer for you in a moment here.
And buyer 138 is
Masonville Dairy with another buy. And now we go to Ella Cramp. Ella with the Shady Lane 4-H. Market Hog weighs 293. Daughter of Kurt Cramp and Amy Method. All right. Ella Cramp.
This one is a pretty long-bodied hog, right? To me, it's...
That's a heavy 280, no, 293. So this is, yeah, one of the heavier hogs.
And I think it gets some of it from its length.
That is, it's an extra rib there.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
So what were the sheep like in Iceland?
Well, the sheep industry is very fascinating. So all the people live within 5 to 10 miles of the coast, pretty much.
The southern coast?
No, all the way around.
All the way around.
More,
2,000. All right, sells for 2,000, and that was purchased by
And buyer 181 is
S&R Truck Limited. All right, we go to Danica Meisner, daughter of Jason and Jody Meisner. Skew weighs 1,600 with a Golden Glow 4-H. Danica Meisner, and this is dairy.
so the most populated end would be southwest.
Okay.
But there's population kind of around the perimeter. And the sheep graze the center of the island where there's glaciers and kind of alpine meadows all summer long. Everyone sends all their sheep up there and just turns them loose. Okay? And in the fall, they all have identification in their ears
Okay.
to which landowner they are, and they close school that day, and they go up there, and they got gate systems up there, and they round up all the sheep and sort them out to who they are, and they bring them down to the coast. And they do the opposite on the other end of the year, when they take them back out.
$47.50 on Meisner's steer.
And buyer 117 is
Lynn Derry the buy. All right, we go to Sam Stickert. And a market hog stands with the Golden Glow 4-H, son of Eric and Tammy Stickert. And the hog weighs 271. That's going to be a pretty wild day, sorting sheep.
Wild sheep, right?
Yeah.
So I've heard this before on other areas where they graze these sheep on these not on agricultural land, kind of wasteland that's really flavorful lamb because it's got the flavor of the meadow they're from.
Yep.
So they really market it that way. The Icelandic sheep is not especially large. It's got multiple colors. They're very healthy because they are very strict on not importing other sheep. All their horses, their cattle, everything in Iceland, the only way out is to export. They never come in. And so they do very little as far as vaccination.
Because there's no diseases they're immune to everything.
They want to use their advantage of being isolated.
And animal sells for $3,400. Purchased by Lynn Derry. We go to Riley Lipke, market hog out of Pittsville FFA. Pardon me?
You went
I'm one ahead. Sorry. Somebody's paying attention. Good. All right, this is Jason Schreiner, market lamb. Weighs 142. He's with the Marshfield FFA, son of Mike and Nicole Schreiner, Jason Schreiner. I got carried away with my pen.
Yep.
So the horses, are the sheep native? Are the sheep native to Iceland?
Well, since about the year 900.
So they were originally imported. Okay. What is native to Iceland?
Not a lot.
$1,300 on Shriner's lamb. And that goes to Earth Incorporated. We go to Briley Lipke. Now we got Briley. And Briley has a market hog. He's with the Pittsville FFA. And the hog weighs 261, son of Josh and Lori Lipke.
So when the Europeans came to Iceland, like the Europeans came to North America, and we did a lot of displacement of the Indians, of the Native Americans. According to their story, when the Northern Europeans, basically Vikings, Danes and Norwegians, when they came to Iceland, there were people there. There was a few Irish monks that were looking to be completely isolated. And when they encountered these Vikings, they packed up and left.
Well, that's certainly the spiritual way.
Yes, well, they probably did not mix well, I'm thinking.
What is it?
But they did have a story of, now I won't be able to tell what it is, this scrapie, I think, that they tried to import some scrapie-resistant sheep 150 years ago, in the 1850s. And the scrapie-resistant sheep brought in a lot of bad stuff along with the resistance that they decided that was a bad idea, and they're never going to do that again.
Just keep everything out. Yeah. Animal sells for $5,000. Purchased by Power Pack. All right, we go to Bentley, Wisconsin. Bent is the son of Rob and Vicky Wisconsin, and a steer. And here's a Hereford, weighs 1219. That's about as Hereford as you can get.
And a wide animal.
And I don't want to go that way.
He doesn't want to go that way. I think it's because of you, Bob.
Is that it?
Yes. The parents told him, just keep your animal walking.
You're doing well.
Oh,
we took a step. All right, there we go.
You know, that's better than the other way.
You know, he's doing well without the steer moving.
But that's better than them going too fast.
Yep.
We did have a second-year beef exhibitor that took her steer home because it made it to the midway.
And it sells for $7,000. And it didn't even have to move. And the buyer? Truck Country. All right, we go to Braxton Tritz, market hog out of the Webster 4-H. And Braxton is the son of Craig and Daly Tritz. And hog weighs 284. Anyway, we talking about...
Okay.
That one got away in the show?
Well, what I heard is to the midway.
Okay.
And then it was all spooked.
Yeah.
And so they decided to take it home.
Yep.
Even though the young girl had worked with it a lot. And it
but
had
this is a whole different setting.
Yep.
That's probably one of the most noticeable things in Clark County with that new barn for the market animal sale. You know, and we were doing the sale at night, and they were bringing the steers in through a walk-in door, and they would come into that arena into the light. $27.50 the animal sells for it, and they were just spooked when they came in. I mean, the beef was just a nightmare every time. And now they walk through part of the barn and into the ring and nothing.
I judged the 4-H at the junior show, Dairy in Chippewa Falls. That's a brand new building this year, Northern Wisconsin State Fair. And they got gates, and they got to step over the bottom pipe to get into the ring. And I said, you need to change that, because you don't want an animal to have to jump into the ring, right?
Yeah. All right, this is Gracie Hasenoil, Market Hog from the Country Kids 4-H, daughter of Paul and Jill Hasenoil. Hog weighs 265.
Did you announce Simplicity on that last one? Simplicity Credit?
Simplicity Credit Union.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I didn't. No, you didn't. Thank you. You got some donations going on here. That's one of the neat things about these sales, because they come here to buy the animals, and then they'll turn around and donate them to VA chapters. They donate them to the National Farm Medicine
So
Center.
it just makes money work for good benefits multiple times.
And that brings us to lot number 59, a $265 market hog shown by Gracie Hasenoil of the Country Kids 4-H. Hey, here we go again, back onto the sale. You bet you go right here about $1,000 thinking it over.
This one's pretty black. Yeah, one white leg. And very calm. Right?
I get a kick out of how well they work with the hogs, and you see this so often. I mean, that hog is strutting. That hog is, I'm showing. They're not just out here walking around. They're looking at me.
He's like, I like those little pets from the stick, right? That means my owner loves me.
Yes. $3,200. And the buyer?
And buyer 139 is
Nelson Jameson. All right. I believe we have bunnies.
I know you're kind of a horse person, and you asked a little bit about horses in Iceland. So they don't want to be called ponies, but they're a smaller horse, but not a pony. And they're 5 gated. Apparently that's a unique trait.
Yes.
And so they're worth a lot of money. And if you send one out of Iceland, you can't bring it back.
Again, a disease control
Right.
thing.
So they don't let them out very much, so they're pretty valuable. And in the U.S. here, there aren't a lot of purebred Icelandic horse because there's just been so little genetics come across. We had a very nice show of people that worked with Icelandic horses showing us the different gaits, and it was 2 years ago, so I can't tell you. I'm not a horse person, so canter, gallop, whatever.
Showing them at saddle?
Say what?
They're at saddle or on harness?
Saddle.
Okay. So we have a couple of bunnies up here right now being sold to benefit the junior fair. Are we buying by the
animal? That's our conflict between 124 and 126. That might be the bunnies.
There we go.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on with the fair here. There's a lot of people that
So Ron Haig, the buyer. Ron's going to get into rabbits now, huh?
Soon you'll have lots of bunnies.
Providing you don't have 2 butts.
Great.
All
That's
right.
one thing you've done new the last couple of years at Clark County is you have goats in sale.
Yes. Yep. All right. This is Devin Cheney, or Cherney rather, Market Hog. He's from the North County Line 4-H, son of Aaron and Carolee Cherney, and the hog weighs 280. Yes, we had. Matter of fact, we had 4 goats. We had 4 goats sold this year. No, 2 goats sold. And our grand champion, actually our reserve champion goat, brought $90 a pound. $6,200 goat.
Really?
Yep. And the grand champion goat only brought $50 a pound. $4,800. Only.
No, we had a nice event over here in this building in June. It was 4-H Area Animal Science Days. So there was 3 of them in the States, And I worked as I normally.
All right, $2,800. And that goes to. All right, Dairy State Cheese. All right, we have Catherine Cordes with the Webster 4-H, daughter of Will and Amber Cordes. And Lamb weighs 146. And Mom is here taking pictures.
I think you have some history with this family. We both do. They helped out with Farm Tech Days, right?
Yep. Amber is, of course, in the banking business, and Will is a herdsman at the Ag Research Station.
Right.
So they got a sheep.
Which, I don't know where they keep it, but if you don't have your own barn, a sheep is probably, space-wise,
sure,
the best project to do.
$1,800 on the lamb. Well, part of what's really been great for 4-H and FFA is so many of these animals, there are fewer kids on farms, but there are farms that will help kids out.
A&B.
A&B Process Systems, JBT Corporation. This is Olivia Moore. Market hog comes from Pleasant Corners 4-H, daughter of Tim and Jody Moore. Hog weighs 281. And there's Duroc in this one. There's floppy ears.
Floppy ears, reddish brown color. Oh, so I was in a story. My stories have to all end in 45 seconds, right?
Depends on how fast the auction goes.
Yeah.
$750? $27.50. Okay, I thought I missed the P there. And Quality Tank Solutions, the buyer. We go to Mallory Cypress. Mallory, a market hog out of the Richfield 4-H, daughter of Jason Cypress and Kim Ketting, and the hog weighs 247. Anyway.
So at this Area Animal Science event, there's a state 4-H contest for livestock, the best livestock judging team.
Oh, okay.
And there's the best dairy judging team, but they have to qualify. So they come to Area Animal Science Days. So I worked with the dairy show, but there was also at the same time, we had beef, we had breeding beef, market beef, breeding swine, market swine, breeding sheep, market sheep. I think we had a meats class and we had a goat class, which was new for me because I had to help get the goats. We had boar goats, we had meat type goats. And we couldn't find a set of 4 that were the same age here in Wood County. So we went to Neilsville to the Kunti family is where we got our goats.
$3,400 on this hog. And it goes to, you have no idea how warm it is. Rob Fredrickson has took his hat off.
Buyer 136 is Mike's Area Services, your buyer. Mike's Area Services.
Buyer 136.
Thank you very much. And lot number 6.
I believe he said Mike's Dairy Service. All right, this is Nora Meisner. Her is the daughter of Jason and Jody Meisner. And a dairy beef weighs 1901. I think the Meisners like their red and whites.
Yeah, we had a couple of them now, haven't we? So I said we had a 1,900-pound steer. Here it is.
Yep, you're right. And now this one, this is a solid steer. Boy, there's a lot of, look at all the way through the mid-animal.
So you think this one's finished, is that right?
I would, yeah.
So I think our judge commented the beef market is very strong right now.
Very.
And we're seeing that all the way through, even calves. People are getting $500 for week-old, less than week-old black calves.
$47.50 on Meisner's steer. $47.50. And Gardner Cold Storage.
Gardner Cold Storage, buyer 84 for $47.50.
we go to Abby Becker, Auburndale FFA. Abby, the daughter of Steve and Shelley Becker. And the hog weighs 292. Abby Becker.
So that on the biggest animal here in the sale comes to $2.50 a pound.
That was
On the
that's
biggest
here.
animal that's here.
Okay.
Our judge commented during the beef show that dairy Holstein steers are selling exceptionally well now at $1.60 a pound. So that gives you a little idea of the premium
Yep.
that we have here.
You know, and in Clark County, we started the beef at 2, and I think we averaged 207. Dairy beef averaged 277. No, dairy beef averaged 317. Beef were at 277. So $3,400 on the hog from Abby Becker. And now we go to Blakeland Bauman. Buyer on that one, H&S Manufacturing. Blakeland Bauman, market lamb out of the Meadowbrook 4-H. He's the daughter of Angie Bauman, and the lamb weighs 129.
So everybody probably doesn't know this, but you get to be up in the box during the Clark County Fair, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. Are you the auctioneer or are you the...
No, I'm the announcer. No, my brother Randy's the auctioneer.
So it's a family thing.
We've done that sale. Oh, God. The lamb does not want to be sold. I'm out of here.
So last year you moved your sale from the evening to a 2 o'clock sale, right?
Right, with the new barn, we moved to the... So this was actually the 3rd year we were in the new
Okay.
barn.
So
And,
the 3rd year in the afternoon sale?
Right. Yeah, 2 o'clock sale. The thinking was that they want to do something in the grandstand on Saturday night. And everybody was at the livestock sale. And Blakeland's animal sells for $1,200. A&B Process Systems, the buyer. And now we go to Jeremy Bauer, market hog out of the Golden Wolf 4-H, son of Steve and Becky Bauer, and a hog weighs 248.
And here he comes.
Yeah, the sale over the years, the sale is not quite as many years. This is what, 50 some years for this sale? Or did he say 50? Maybe it was. And Clark County's not quite as long. But when Clark County first started, they were kind of switching off auctioneers. And it was Joe Arbaleski, Jerry Meisner, Randy Renner, and my brother. And for a couple years I took bids. And that's back when Mike Perkle was 4-H agent. And
Wood County, he grew up in Pittsville, Wisconsin.
Yeah. And then under affirmative action, he moved to Clark County. So anyway.
And he stayed there. He lives in Pittsville.
Yeah, but he's no longer with Extension. And so that's when I became the announcer. So I don't know how many years we've done the sale. And they settled $3,800 on Bauer's animal. And the buyer is number 80. Forward Bank. All right, we go to Taylor Kunninger, market beef out of Marshfield FFA, son of Megan and Dan Kunninger, or daughter of, I should say. And the animal weighs 1375. And she is our fairest of the fair.
So when you're asking how old the sale was, I sold in the sale once. I was a dairy kid. But we made a dairy beef cross, and exotic breeds were new at that time. We did a Kia Holstein cross, which is a horrible cross because they're both all legs, right? It's not complementary. So now they would put like an 1/8 or a 1/16 of Key breeding into an Angus to give it a little more leg. But they're also, at least ours was, compared to our purebred Holsteins, was a wicked animal.
Oh, yeah? Oh, a bad disposition now.
At that time,
$4,000. So $4,000 on Taylor's animal. And the buyer? Land will repair, the buyer. All right, we go to Maya tomorrow. And Maya has a market hog. She's with the Webster 4-H, daughter of Mark and Kelly Penoyer. Hog weighs 258.
So I was a proud exhibitor of the Pleasant Corners 4-H Club.
Oh, you were?
Which is still here, right? We still have.
So how did you do on the sale?
I was okay with it. I was really nervous that it wasn't going to destroy the tent.
Do you remember what it brought?
I do not. But I was okay with that part. I remember we had a sign in the alley. Behind the alleys were really tight in the old barn, so the people walking through got really intimate with the cattle. And we had a sign, beware, because it kicked. But other people in our club, the Zaleski family, which were among the founders of the sale, they were Angus people, they were beef people. And the beef show was tiny, and I think the sale is really what really
right, because you didn't have that many beef around here at that
right,
time.
Right.
4,200 on that one. And that goes to
Empire 130 is McMillan Electric is your buyer.
McMillan Electric. This is Adam Potts. Adam's got a market beef. He's with Marshfield FFA. He's the son of Neil and Brenda Potts. Animal weighs 1,380. And a lot of Angus, but yet not all.
Another good market steer right here. 25 again, 2,500. 3,000. How about 35?
And we had Michelle Potts through already, his sister.
Yep, right.
So Michelle Potts was the top beef showman in grades 10 and up. And Adam Potts had to go second place to his sister, grades 10 and up.
And younger sister.
Yes.
Not going to live this down.
5,000. 5,000. You're out, Casper. 5,000. I'm at 47.50 with Chris. I'm at $5,000. 5,000. I can steer now. 5,000. Now 50. 2.5.
And this steer was first blue in the middle heavyweight class. So it was a serious contender for being a champion.
So what was the divide between middle heavy and heavy? $5,000. $5,000 on Potts' steer. And that goes to Complete Filtration Resources Incorporated. We go to Sierra Russell, Shady Lane 4-H Market Hog. She is the daughter of Clint and Jana Sternweiss. Hog weighs 294. Sierra Russell.
Okay, for your question, I can give you numbers for that. So we had 4 weight classes in both dairy beef and beef.
Okay.
And in the lightweight class, it went from 1160 to 1240. So that's 80 pounds. The middle ones went from 1260 to 1350. So that's 55 pounds spread. And then the middle heavyweights went from 1320 to 1450, so that's 95 pounds. And then the heavyweights went 85 pounds spread. So pretty tight.
Okay. So they made the categories once they had all the beef here and then divided?
They make it after this come, yeah.
5,500 on the hog.
He's trying to. Oh my God. And buyer 167 is Provision Partners.
Provision Partners Cooperative, their first find. We go to Lucas Ockenick, Pleasant Corners 4-H, son of Jeff and Jenna Ockenick, and a hog weighs 265. Lucas Ockenick.
So I just got a letter in the mail from Provision Partners Cooperative. So they just merged with Allied Cooperative.
Right.
And at the time that they decided to merge, they didn't know what their name was going to be. They sent us a letter of what they're going to be.
And it is?
Well, they're Allied Cooperative. No, they're Provision Partners Cooperative doing business as Allied Cooperative.
So whose name's on the trucks?
Well, I think it's going to be Allied, because they thought that, what I read is that told the story about what they did. They merged,
Yeah.
They thought it was a really good name that's been around for a long time.
Right, and that's a well-established co-op.
And the Provision name has got some competitors in the market that have different names that refer to optical, or they have similar concepts. So
$2,400. $2,400. Hawkinich Hog. Next we go to Haley Burnett. And a Market Lamb, North County Line 4-H. Daughter of Paul and Stephanie Burnett. And the lamb weighs 146. Notice we have two Haleys back to back here.
So I think this child's mother is the ag instructor in Stevens Point.
Stephanie?
Yes.
I don't know the ag instructor in Point right now. It was Hauser. It was Elaine Hauser for years. But
Were some of your relatives instructors there at some?
well, they used to.
Yes.
Yeah, Derek and Jody were both there at one time, but that's $1,200. Becker Trucking and Excavating. And now we go to another Haley. This is Haley Klum out of the Richfield 4-H, daughter of Sam and Holly Klum. Hog weighs 287. Yes, my nephew Derek taught there for several years, and then he went to Amory. He's been in Amory now for 15 years.
Okay.
And then Jody was there at the same time as well. And Jody's at Alma Center.
So yeah, one time there was a really big ag program there, wasn't it?
When Derek was there were 3 full-time and 1 part-time ag teachers. But at that time, that high school was 2,400 kids.
Yes.
It was a big program. So he went to Amory. He had student taught at Amory. He's a River Falls graduate. This is Derek. And student taught in Amory and really liked Amory. So he told the ag instructor, when you decide to retire, let me know. And that's what happened.
Nice.
2,700. And the buyer on that one, Doyne Excavating. And now we go to Rachel Pankratz, Auburndale FF8, daughter of Bruce and Peggy Pankratz. And a steer weighs 1485.
So we run 2 dairy rings in the junior show today, and we would take an assessment of what we have there, and we decide what breed show and what ring. So this year we had Holsteins, red and white Holsteins, brown Swiss and milking shorthorn on one side, and we had Ayrshires, Guernseys, Jerseys, and any other breed on the other side. But in the middle of the yearling Holstein heifers, this girl was needed in both rings for like 4 classes in a row. So she has a lot of different breeds in her dairy process.
No kidding. She has Ayrshires?
She had an Ayrshire, yes. Guernseys.
Gonna preserve the breeds, huh?
Well, actually,
55? 5,500. And that is purchased by, I'll get the name up here quick, H&S Manufacturing. All right. Helena Sparks, Market Hog out of Snyder 4-H, daughter of Justin Sparks and Annie Mann. And a hog weighs 277.
actually our supreme champion Holstein cow this year was an Ayrshire.
Was what?
An Ayrshire.
No kidding.
And I think our, here I'm on the air and I'm going to get it wrong, but we had a really strong Ayrshire for the supreme. We had a supreme heifer too at the junior show.
Okay.
I think it was reserve. I think. So we had a really good Ayrshire show.
Pretty big, pretty good sized animal.
Oh, the Ayrshire? Well,
Yeah.
they were in Holsteins.
Right, yeah. That's normally the knock, is that they're just not that big.
Yeah, really good udder.
My brother dabbled in Ayrshires for a short time. It was was not a wise choice. 1900.
53.53. Thank you.
And the buyer on that one. Custom fabrication and repair. All right, we go to Noah Wallach. Market lamb from the Richfield 4-H, son of William and Heather Wallach. And the lamb weighs 128.
Look at this lamb. I've never seen a sheep with a mohawk, but this one got it. I'm looking at him right now.
So, you know, even he commented on the haircut.
Thank you. And now $1,000 on the lamb. $800 money's on. $1,000.
It must be the in thing this year, right?
Yeah, I don't think we can explain that for showing more muscling.
It's cranial capacity.
Yes.
It enhances the cranial capacity.
Maybe it's a ventilation scheme, this kind of weather.
Aerodynamics? No, it would slow your sheep down.
Yeah.
Or drag. $1,200. And the buyer is Gardner Cold Storage with another buyer. Willow Hasenoil, market lamb of the Country Kids 4-H, daughter of Paul and Jill Hasenoil. And it should be a hog. And there should be a hog.
I see it. I see something coming up.
This hog is very relaxed.
It's a big one.
Hog weighs 281 pounds. It's hot. I'm in no rush to get there.
So the way the camera is, that people probably can see some of this, but there's a crew in here. You're saying hogs might not want to go up the ramp. There's some pretty tired guys by the end of the night, because these kids have help getting them up the ramp.
That is the biggest thing on these sales, is the people behind the scenes. There are 50 people back there moving animals.
Well, this, we had llama show and our dairy show in this building today. And so all of this that we see here, all these tables, this all started after 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yep. And a half hour after the sale is done, they'll all be gone.
It's all gone. And besides what you see under the lights here,
$32.50. All right, so $32.50 for Hasenoil's animal. Purchased by Meyer Manufacturing. We go.
McMillan
Electric.
McMillan.
McMillan Electric. They keep changing the number.
They do.
All right, we go to Aaron Fate, son of David and Jody.
So this young man has a black pig, a black hat, and a black shirt. Is that what you wear when it's hot out? I don't know.
Is that what?
Is that what you wear when it's hot out? It actually looks cool.
It does. It's a little hot for a felt hat, though. Hog weighs 271. $27.50. $27.50.
Right back there. 151. Thank you.
All right. Buyer 151, the buyer.
And buyer 151 is
O'Brien Automotive. All right, this is Noah Landrow. Market beef weighs 14.15. He's with the Badger 4-H, son of Dan and Carla Landward. Talk about a tire. And I don't know, this is probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There were a group of guys in Clark County that decided to go to St. Vincent de Paul and bought 3-piece suits. And I mean, these were bright yellow, powder blue, and these guys show up in the market animal sale with. It was great. It was great, and they got good money for their animals.
So, we never finished that thought about what else exhibitors have to do. They have to turn in a record book on their project. right after the sale here, like tomorrow, we'll have to turn in their record book, which is going to tell like what they vaccinated their animal with, if it ever needed any antibiotics, what they fed it, how much the ration cost, what they bought it for, what they learned from the project. And they also have to attach a stamped and addressed, appropriately written thank you notes for their buyer.
For the buyer.
Yeah.
Tomorrow? They turn it in?
Well, I'm thinking it's tomorrow. It used to be on Friday, and everything's a day earlier. So it's either Thursday or Friday at the end of the day that this is due.
$4,000 for the steer.
And buyer 121 is Mark's Transportation is your buyer.
There it goes to Mark's Transportation.
Buyer
We got Macy Becker, Country Kids 4-H. And the hog weighs 252. Macy is the daughter of Steve and Shelley Becker. I'd like to know the genetics of some of these hogs this year. We have more spots and floppy ears than. Of course, last year we couldn't really see the animals.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, they changed while we weren't looking. So do the FFA exhibitors have to turn in record books as well?
Oh yeah.
Everybody does.
You know, and so there have been years when we've said, well, this person got sold a $5,000 animal and they did the absolute minimum for the record book. We should do something about that.
$3,000, sells for $3,000, and purchased by Marshfield Veterinary Service. We go to Rhodes Hazen-Oil, market hog, weighing 291, daughter of Paul and Jill Hazen-Oil from the Country Kids 4-H.
So then we judge the record books and give awards to people that have the finest record book.
And that goes back even back in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't turn the record books in for, I think you had a month after the fair.
So that's the carrot. But the stick part is if you don't have your thank you correctly addressed, stamped, and a nice message, the check is not coming. Right?
That's quite an incentive.
Yes. So we're about 3/4 the way through. Maybe not quite.
84, so yeah, what do we have, 124 altogether? So two-thirds. And the band is playing. $3,900 on that one. And the buyer is
And buyer 107 is
John Newmiller, State Farm.
State Farm is your buyer. John Newmiller, State Farm.
All right, we go to, is it Delaney Close? Delaney?
Delaney Close.
And she's from the Roselvo Rockets, daughter of Scott and Carrie Close. And this is that 299-pound hog.
I shouldn't talk about it because I might jinx it, but last year our PA system failed partway through the sale.
So just be quiet.
Okay.
Don't say anything. This is a stocky hog, though, isn't it?
Yes. I see our PA man is physically here tonight. Sound systems are temperamental.
Oh, went through that. Well, we were talking about that today. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we got talking about they've been talking to the sound man up in northern Wisconsin at the Chippewa Fair, and we were talking about, it used to be here they contracted with Creative Sound and Light, and I don't know at what point they started buying systems. So I think they own most of the systems now, except for the grandstand. 3,300.
33.
33. And it goes to Going Excavating. All right.
Buyer 64, we thank you very much.
Ethan Binder, Market Hog, weighs 258. Ethan with the Marshfield FFA, son of Bob and Laura Binder. Yeah, and everything's fine as long as the PA system works.
Yeah. Well, we had the comment last year the backup system was pretty good. You know, we never completely stopped the sales.
Right.
Joe by Ethan Binder of the Marshfield FFA.
You're getting to be that, you know, especially some auctioneers carry one with them.
Right.
Camp Bendison's getting a little hoarse back here. These are our ringmen back here that taking the bids, and they yell out during the course of the sale. And your voice isn't quite as strong at the end of the sale as it is at the beginning. $2,400.
That's going to go to buyer number 173.
Number 173, the buyer.
And buyer 173 is
Richardson Milk Hauling.
George Richardson now calling. Richardson now calling.
All right, we go to Jessica Lindo. Jessica with the Market Lamb. She's with the Marshfield FFA. Lamb weighs 133. Jessica Lindo. Never did talk about how are entries this year at the fair.
Well, we have about 200 dairy cattle today. So we think that's maybe up just a touch from last year. I don't know if we ever figured it out for sure or not. And then you just saw the numbers here that we had. I do know that our arts and crafts and photography, arts and crafts, and that building looks pretty full.
Is it? Okay. So fully recovered from the COVID year?
I don't know if we can say that or not. So we talked about that new program.
Right.
Jessica came in second today in that outstanding livestock exhibit.
$1,300 for Jessica's sheep. Purchased by A&B Process Systems, JBT. All right, we go to Kendron Klum, Market Hog, weighs 271 pounds. Kendron is with the Richfield 4-H, daughter of Josh and Deanna Klum. And you would expect, you know, the Lindos, I mean, it's in their blood. They're third generation showmen.
They used to be mainly hog people, and
Yep.
now they're mainly sheep people, right? So.
Yeah. One of the things difficult in sales like this is you have, four ringmen taking bids, and they're going, yeah, and sometimes they're not sure who the auctioneer is on.
Right.
And you'll hear him once in a while, people go, I'm on Casper, or I'm on so-and-so, because somebody else thinks he's on me. And what's even hairier is you get two people in the same area bidding fast cars. $3,750?
No, 37. It's 37.
3,700.
Buyer number 8 is Forward Bank, the buyer.
Forward Bank, the buyer.
So my phone tells me that it is now 9 degrees cooler than when we started the sale.
I felt it already. This is Grace McGuire, Marshfield FFA, daughter of Mike and Vicki McGuire, and a steer weighing 1,500. So 9 degrees cooler, so we're now at 86.
86.
It's downright cold.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get my jacket. You want to cover it for me?
Yesterday morning for the beef show, it was pretty cool to start the day. So Sue Olszewski was the clerk and I was announcing, and she had her jacket on, and she kept it on, And I looked and I said, it's now 81 degrees. You got to take your jacket off now. So, but yesterday when these animals were showing, most of the day it was tolerable. It was pretty pleasant.
It was surprising yesterday, although all of a sudden it got hot.
Yeah, at the
Yep,
end.
it
But
did.
most of the shows were done by then.
Yeah. But
We
yeah, I
started
think
the pigs at 8 o'clock, and we were done by noon, I think, showmanship and everything.
okay.
Which is better than history. But remember, we started 2 hours late with the beef.
Right.
So actually, the lambs went and showed over in the pig ring. We're supposed to be usually after our beef show.
Yep.
So they're housed in Pat's barn. So they had to walk across the whole length of this barn
Okay.
to show, but they got pens and stuff.
Yeah, right. The running joke leading up to Farm Technology Days last year was, our plans are fluid.
Yes. When the generators broke down,
Pardon me?
when the generators broke down, our plans are fluid.
So I ran into Mike Huff, Rough Rather, was the head of utilities for us. So I was at Farm Technology Days this year. $6,000 on the steer.
101, thank you very much. $6,000. And buyer 101 is
I-State Truck Center and Assembly System. Big buy there. All right. Alexander Becker, market hog out of the Auburndale FFA. Son of Stephen Shelley Becker. Hog weighs 256. So Mike Ruff was the head of utilities for us at Clark County, and he was having trouble with the generators. And what we found out was, when you fire those generators up, they have to be under a load. They didn't tell us that. So we were clogging up generators on diesel engines. So I come at Wednesday down on this year's show, and here's Mike. He says, well, Mike, do you miss hooking things up? He says, no, but I did notice they have 2 generators everywhere. They had the backups ready.
I didn't make it there this year. Did they have a good show?
It was different. It was, 3 or 4 streets wide, so it was stretched out. 2,700 on the hog, and the buyer, Becker Trucking and Excavating. All right, we go to, I had a flyer on my arm, I think it was stuck. Bristol Bauman, Market Lamb. She's with the Meadowbrook 4-H, daughter of Angie Bauman. Lamb weighs 120.
another good black lamb right here. $800 on that good black lamb.
Article in Wisconsin State Farmer, they estimated the crowd at 30,000. So we did 46.
Better than some, though.
Yeah. So, and I think, Wednesday, we went down on Wednesday, and I thought it was slow. It was slow. And exhibitors all said Tuesday and Thursday was better than Wednesday.
Oh.
So, kind of an interesting place.
Usually it's the first day is the best day.
Well, usually Wednesday's a big day.
Okay.
Like we did, in our show in Clark County.
It depends on the weather forecast a little too.
Well, and plus Wednesday we had the concert. So I think there were people that came for that. 1,200. And it goes for 1,200. Purchased by
Gardner.
Cold Storage. All right, this is Camden Lutke, a market hog. Camden's with Snyder 4-H. Son of Josh and Lori Lutke, and a hog that weighs 261. But one thing that was kind of interesting this year was they didn't have food tents, they had food trucks.
Yes.
And Cadot's going to do that next year as well. So that may be...
Which, when we were hosting it in Wood County and also in Clark County, the contract was a little more rigid about we needed to have so many food tents in so many specific places, and we couldn't have a long, narrow tent city. We needed a perfect square tent city. So they're loosening up the requirements a little bit as they're going, right?
But now next year's show will be pretty well traditional.
But they're going to go to food trucks.
But they'll do food trucks, right?
So what is the plan for the year after next?
Is it
So they can win Chris 5250. That's going to go to buyer number
5250? 5250.
190 and 109. Two buyers.
Okay, we had two buyers on that one.
And buyer 190 is Socius Ingredients, SOCIUS, Socius Ingredients.
Associates Ingredients.
109 is Carry Ingredients.
And Carry Ingredients.
And 190.
All right.
Thank you very much.
This is
92.
Caleb Pankratz. Has a dairy beef. He is the son of John and Carrie Pankratz. And Golden Glow 4-H. Animal weighs 1294. Caleb Pankratz.
$2,500 for 25, $3,000 now, $35, $35 now, $4,000, $4,000, $3,500 over here, $4,000.
There is a county that has the following year.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm trying to think. Is it Columbia County?
Oh.
There
They're
is
not
a
going back to Wapaka again.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep, that would be Outagamie? No,
Wapaka.
Wapaka County. Yeah, it is, because I was surprised because those people hosted the 25th and the 50th show. 4,500.
Clinton Farms.
Clinton Farms, that's it.
And buyer 216 is
Wheeler.
Wheelers of Marshfield on the buy. All right, this is Tanner Wiscushin. Market hog weighs 258. Tanner is with the Country Kids 4-H and the son of Jim and Tricia Wiscushin.
shown by Tanner Wisconsin.
So yeah, Clinton Farms will be hosting it year after next. And I was kind of surprised because they
I
had
thought they
stopped.
might have waited another 25 years. Huh?
Well, no, this is the 60. I think we were the 69th show. This is the 70th, so that would be the 73rd.
Okay.
And we thought they would hold out until the 75th. Matter of fact, when we did the Green Bay or the Oshkosh Farm Show, they came by and were talking that they wanted to host that show. So I don't know what spurred them ahead. If they're concerned it's not going to be there.
Yeah. $3,000 the buyer, the sale. So yeah, Wapaka County. Power Pack with the buy.
Power back to buyer number 163.
All right. This is Jasmine Andrews, Richwood 4-H, daughter of Kurt and Angie Andrews, and Lamb weighing 137. So am I allowed to steal the last water? Right on the electric cord.
He wants me to get electrocuted. Huh?
12 and now 14, I think 13. I'm a 12 and now 1300, 1300, 1300, 1200, 1213. So that you're winning $1,200 for the buyer.
$1,200 for that one.
16, buyer number 16.
Buyer number 16. And that's Ag Country Farm Credit.
Buyer 16.
All right, we go to Madeline Berdan, Market Hog out of Roselvo Rockets 4-H, daughter of Jason and Michelle Berdan, and the hog weighs 271.
So when we hear Ag Country, they're clerking our sale for us tonight. And when Wood County hosted Farm Tech Days, Dennis Bangert, Ag Country, I think Ag Country was very gracious and let him donate a lot of time to it. And he's been very critical for this event. He's not here with us tonight.
He's done a lot for this fair over the years.
Yes.
And the open class show, and yep, yeah, everybody at Clark County, they did a fundraiser for him, and we have one here this evening
So
as well.
Dennis is dealing with health issues and is in Rochester. So we're praying for Dennis, and like you said, I think we're going to have a fundraiser for him tonight.
3,500. And that was purchased by Provision Partners. We go to Carson Klum, Richfield 4-H, son of Josh and Deanna Klum, and a hog weighs 286. Carson Klum. You know, Dennis was very active in Clark County as well. Of course, he lives in Clark County. And,
Now,
yeah.
he found his wife in the Wood County Extension Office,
Well, I always blame Farm Technology Days for that.
but she was working in the Wood County
Yeah.
Extension Office. They were engaged already during Farm Tech Day process.
Were they?
Well, remember we got those brochures that the state Farm Tech Days prints out,
Yep.
and we had to distribute them everywhere possible. And they honeymooned in northern Wisconsin, and he stopped at every convenience store and restaurant on the honeymoon. Very romantic.
32.50 on Klum's hog.
And buyer 223 is
Wisconsin Truck and Equipment. All right, we go to Levi Landwehr out of the Badger 4-H, son of TJ Landwehr, and a steer weighing 1160. And this is one of the lighter weights.
Yes. It was the lightest beef steer. It was the lightest steer at all. It is the lightest steer. So we've noted the heaviest steer and the lightest one.
Thank you.
Yes.
4,250. I was looking at 4,000, looking for 4,250. 4,000.
You know, we talked a bit about people sourcing their hogs from breeders, from people that raise show hogs. What about beef?
Oh, well, no, we showed beef here, and my beef showmen are now in their 30s, so it's getting a little dated. But a number of them here breed their own. You know, they have their own cow-calf herd.
Yeah.
Certainly a lot of the dairy beef come off of dairy farms. But otherwise, you can go online, or there's actually a lot of the sales, even if they're in actual fall, usually they're in the fall.
6,000 even on that one. And the buyer?
And buyer 55 is Custom Meats and Marathon.
Custom Meats and Marathon.
Which is where our carcass show will
Yep.
be.
You'll see him again. All right, this is Allison Knetter, Market Lamb, Roosevelt Rockets 4-H, daughter of Troy and Sonia Knetter, and the lamb weighs 131. And we've got a run of black lambs here.
Yes.
With Casper, 21, I'm with 2,100. 21 now, I'm with Casper, 21 on 22. 22, I'm with Chris, 22.
I don't know whose heart's beating faster up there, hers or the sheep.
They're probably in unison.
That could be. $2,200 for the lamb.
And buyer 155 is
Partners Bank. All right, we go to Logan Canoyer, Webster 4-H, daughter of Mark and Kelly Canoyer, and the hog weighs 285. Well, between raising livestock and raising sunflowers, Mark's been a busy guy this summer. Not to mention Mark's kids are growing up. $32.50 on Knoyer's hog.
And buyer 110 is Close Ag Innovations in your buyer. Close Ag Innovations.
Close Ag Innovations.
We thank you very much.
And we go to animal number 100. And this is Logan Peck, market beef. He's with the Wittenberg Workers 4-H Club, son of Ron and Amy Peck. And the steer weighs $12.79.
So Wittenberg Workers is like a Nakusa area club.
Okay.
So about the furthest away from here in Marshfield. And the Pecks have been in the beef project as long as I remember, actually. So
How big a club?
I don't know if it's huge, but it's the biggest club in Nakusa.
Someone has to be. Been pretty consistent on prices here, though.
Oh, I think we're having a good sale.
Yep. $52.50.
And buyer 84 is Gardner Cold Storage.
Gardner Cold Storage with another
They've been
buy.
buying quite a few tonight.
What's that?
Gardeners have got quite a few tonight.
Right, he's done well. Trina Boris. Snyder 4-H, daughter of Terry and Lori Boris. The hog weighs 291.
Some of the same buyers in Clark County is here, but some different, right?
Yep. Yeah, you've seen that. And I often wonder, I've never done the Wausau Fair sale, but I'm sure there's a number that go up there as well.
Oh, General Farm goes to all three of them, I think.
Provision Partners, Northside Elevator, Nasonville Dairy,
Yep.
Glen Dairy. There's a number of them there.
So it gets to be a pretty big account at the end of the year. What you did for scholarship money or for the year.
Oh, gosh. Well, you think about it, like I said, I walked in with Ken Hyman tonight. I forget how many animals Ken bought at Clark County. And he's purchased, at least 3 here already tonight?
Yep.
3,400. All right, so it goes to 3,400. And purchased by Forward Investment Services. All right, we go to Taylor Wilson. Taylor's with the Pittsville FFA, son of Michael and Jamie Wilson. And she is the daughter of Michael and Jamie Wilson.
That's a unisex name, Taylor.
I know. It's kind of like Pat. One of these days I'll learn to look before I speak here, but hog weighs 247. It's always been interesting to see at these sales. You have such a nice mixture of new kids, young kids just starting out, and then you get the veterans up there. This might be their last sale.
Yes. So tomorrow we go with the dairy show yet. Tomorrow is only showmanship. We do a showmanship for 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th, every year.
Every grade?
Yep. We're going to have Jessica Prowley.
3,000. 3,000 on that one.
So she was one of your open show judges at Neilsville?
Who's that now?
Jessica Prowley.
Yes. Oh, sure. Yes. Yep. Pam Sells Prowley and Scott Prowley.
Jessica Prowley Trimner.
Yes. Yeah.
She's married now.
And now we go to that purchased by Hay Creek Pallet Company.
Okay.
All right, now we go to Owen Schoeneman, Wittenberg Workers 4-H, and the son of Andrew and Gabriel Schoeneman, and the steer weighs 1175. So anyway, you're talking to Jessica.
We'll have her. She was a showmanship judge at State Fair. She's a pretty good showmanship judge, so exciting to work with her tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a pretty high-powered Holstein family.
Yeah. So
One of my favorite memories, of course, their father Scott was a judge for years. And Scott was judging one day, and guys sitting in the crowd giving him a lot of crap about his judging, and finally Scott says, "You have your opinion, I have my opinion, and today I have a check in my pocket that says my opinion counts."
this young man, Wittenberg Workers, I think his parents met here at the fair.
Oh, really? I shouldn't say anything. I met my wife through 4-H. And she's been leading me around ever since. Don't tell her I said that.
It's on the web now.
What's that?
What you said is on the web. I don't have to tell her. She knows.
Deny.
His steer wants to go west much better than east.
The gate is that way.
Say what?
The gate is that way.
Yeah. I think he's looking at you in your red shirt.
Is it 4250? 4250.
Nice job, Owen.
Custom fabricating.
And still fabricating the buyer. And now you get to turn around and go the other way. I think they just see Jason Bernick over there, and they just want to go to Jason. All right.
I'm thinking when Jason was a 4-H'er, he was in Clark County.
Yep. This is Adelina Harches, Market Hogs, who's the Badger 4-H, and the hog weighs 255. She is the daughter of Jay Harches and Michelle Turbin Harches. Yep, yeah, the Bernicks are in Clark County. They're on, well, actually, Jason lives in Clark County.
Yep.
But the kids, his kids show through, what, must be the Food 4-H, huh?
It's that
Golden Glow 4-H.
Golden Glow 4-H that had the 12 out of 16 dairy beef. I don't have a lot of facts in my quiver, but that one I have.
2,700. And the buyer is number 69.
And buyer 69 is
Econ Electric. I'm sorry, you were saying about Jason?
Thank you very much.
Oh, we're talking about the Bangor start in Wood County and going
Sure.
to Clark County. And
All right,
we
this
share a lot of families.
is Brianna Owie. Brianna with the Auburndale FFA, daughter of Dale and Kelly Owie, and a lamb weighs 140. Brianna Owie. Yeah, although the Bernicks went to Spencer schools. They're in the Spencer School District, but
There we go. Sorry, needed a fraction.
that's actually Jason's house is in kind of a quirk in the school district, so he actually lives in the Loyal School District.
Oh, So this is Brianna. Sister Anna Marie has the reserve champion Market Lamb, and Sister Elena has the grand champion Market Beef. And Anna Marie won this outstanding showman
This year?
Yes.
Oh, I can believe that. Yeah.
And another sister won it last year.
Brooke.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're pretty good. Pretty good.
2,200.
Earth.
Earth Incorporated, the buyer. All right, we go to Blair Thiel. Blair is with the Meadowbrook 4-H, daughter of Bill and Barb Field, and a hog weighs 276. Blair Field.
So, have you met the 4-H youth educator in the extension office in Clark County?
In Clark County?
Seth.
Yes.
Okay, so this girl's folks are Seth's aunt and uncle.
Oh. It's a small world, isn't it?
Even though Seth, they're in Auburndale, but Seth is from New London.
You're right, right. It's a smaller world than we know.
Right after he started in Clark County, he totaled his car.
3,200? 3,300.
I shouldn't say he totaled his car. It was totaled in the parking lot at, I think, Walmart. Or
Tomorrow Valley Vet, the buyer. We go to Amber Drexler of the Rosalba Rockets 4-H, daughter of Lucas and Christy Drexler. Hog weighs 264. Anyway, his car broke down.
totaled
Total.
in the parking lot. And you know, a young guy, he doesn't have much of a backup plan. So the aunt and uncle that live in the neighboring town were able to lend him a car until they got a replacement.
Welcome to Central Wisconsin.
Yes.
So how is this working out where you're working with multiple counties?
Well, I enjoy both of them. So I gave up my cranberry work in Wood County. And so Extension hired a cranberry specialist.
$2,900 on Drexler's animal. Now we go to Harlan Meisner. Harlan with the Golden Glow 4-H, son of Jason and Jody Meisner, and a steer weighs 1490.
And the last one went to Hewitt's, must be.
Oh, Hewitt's Meat Processing. Right.
So Wood County, you know, Wood County is the #1 cranberry county in the state.
No.
So they are paying toward that state specialist.
Oh, okay.
And so I get to go to Neilsville half the time and work with Richard Halupka, who does the crops and soils, and I do the dairy and livestock.
Richard's close to retirement here, isn't he?
I don't think it's a secret any longer. It'll be in February.
$4,500 on Meisner's steer.
And buyer 130 is Millen Electric is your buyer.
It goes to
He just had a hip replaced last week.
Richard did.
Yeah.
He's been documenting that for a long time. This is Sherry Carl. Sherry's with the Country Kids 4-H, daughter of Todd Carl and Michelle Ruick, and hog weighs 282.
Well, Richard is bionic now. He's had a knee and both hips done. So,
He's a $6 million man. Yeah, I can see Richard would wear that too. I've always enjoyed him. He's just got a great sense of humor.
Yep.
He's terrific at meetings.
So he did make it to the Clark County Fair this year just one day because that was before his surgery. But he had Manure Summit, a national event that he's very passionate about.
Yeah.
The Manure Summit was in Prairie du Sac area.
How much was that? $3,000? $3,000 on that one, purchased by General Farm Supply. We go to Joshua Lindo, Marshfield FFA, son of Kevin and Ann Lindo, and we've got a lamb weighing 146 pounds.
So,
Manure Summit.
yeah, and he presented all of us when he came back with surplus Manure Summit shirts. He's very proud of. You know.
Good showman.
I was just thinking Josh was
He's the one who served up my hot beef in the lunch line
Yes.
here tonight.
And it was a good hot beef.
Yes,
Except
it
it
was.
was hot. That wasn't his fault.
2,200. My problem is by the time I get around to eating it, sometimes it gets cold anyway. So
Not very fast tonight.
Wheeler's of Marshfield, the buyer on Windows lamb. We go to Morgan Griesbach, Market Hog, the Town and Country 4-H, daughter of Wesley and Marcy Griesbach, and the hog weighs 261. So now these hogs are loaded out yet tonight or tomorrow morning?
I think tomorrow morning. So when we switched weeks for the fair, we also went a day earlier because this fair also used to end on Labor Day, which is a Monday. So this has opened up our schedule. So the sale's always been Wednesday, but it used to be that all these livestock showed today, and we had to figure out the catalog and champions within 2 hours, basically. You know, so we got an extra day. So it's
You breathe easy.
well, I hear of other fairs that can't get this done in 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
We used to crank it out in several hours. You know, so.
$4,200. And the buyer on that was MCHS Foundation, Marshfield Clinical Health System. All right, we go to Marvin Henke. Marvin's with the Golden Glow 4-H. And steer weighs 1279, son of Melissa and Michael Henke. And another little guy with a big steer.
First steer exhibitor.
Is he?
Yeah.
Boy, look at this animal, just as calm standing here. I shouldn't have said anything.
His sister is the one that the steer had to go back home.
Oh, yes, okay. He's concentrating on what he's doing.
At the Clark County Fair, what you do to retired extension people is you have a steer stand on them and make them get stitches.
What was it now? 5,000? 5,000. 5,500. Good thing somebody's paying attention here. And the buyer.
Masonville Dairy is your buyer.
Masonville Dairy, the buyer. All right, we go to Brandon Drexler, Market Hog out of the Roosevelt Rockets. He's the son of Luke and Christy Drexler. And
You act like you didn't hear that story.
I didn't know that story. What happened there?
Laurie, our longtime
Laurie
extension
Henderson,
support staff, and then after she retired from extension, she's still doing different projects for the fair.
Right.
And she was by where they're weighing in the steers, and the steer got out and trampled her, and she got many, I think, 15, 16, 17, she got many stitches in her head.
No kidding.
And she was, it wasn't just her head, but
So when did this happen? On
when's weigh-in.
weigh-in. The buyer 163 on that one, and that is our pack. All right, we go to Keegan Moore, Pleasant Corners 4-H, son of Tim and Jody Moore. Hog weighs 245. Keegan Moore.
But Lori, the next day she's at the fair with like a scarf over her head, and then the day after, she learned if she combed her hair just so.
Yeah, because I saw her, and I know she had a knee brace on too, I think.
Yep.
And I guess now that you mentioned it, she did say something about, but I didn't.
Well, I'm not telling a tale that she doesn't want told because she had it on Facebook. And if it's on Facebook, it's fair game.
That's right. It's out there forever. 2,800 on the hog.
219, thank you.
And the buyer number 219.
And buyer 219 is
Wisconsin Farm Business.
Buyer 219.
All right, we go to Pierce Weigel. Pierce has a dairy beef. He's with the Marshfield FFA, son of Don and Roxanne Weigel. And the steer weighs 1475. Yeah, Lori did everything at the fair for years.
Yes, yes.
So does that mean Lupta's not going to retire?
No, I think you were thinking about your next thing. He thinks in February, I think, will be the last of Richard.
Is it? That's a tall steer. 1475. $4,500.
16, thank you. 216, thank you.
And buyer 216 is Wheelers of Marshfield.
And Wheelers with another buy.
Buyer 216.
We go to Macy Close. Macy has a market hog. She's with the Roselvo Rockets 4-H. Daughter of Scott and Carrie Close. And the hog weighs 274.
So that Pierce's dairy beef that didn't look 100% Holstein, you said is a tall steer. That's our last steer before we get to the reserves and champions. That's where we're at in sale.
So did you ever judge hogs?
No, I don't think I should.
Because?
I don't think that's a skill I have. I mean, I could explain it to a casual observer, but they're not inviting me to do the big shows.
2,900 on the hogs.
16, thank you. And 16 is Ag Country Farm Credit.
Ag Country Farm Credit with another buy. We go to Oliver Andres, Market the Lamb. He's with the Richfield 4-H, son of Kurt and Angie Andres. And the lamb weighs 136.
Of the Richfield 4-H.
Hey, look at this nice clamor right here. Tell you what, you get it on in. It's about 800.
Another dark lamb.
And a long sleeve shirt.
And now 15, 100, 11, 15, 15, now 17, 100, 15,
Yeah, he looks warm.
15, 100, 17, 100,
Hot.
17, 15, 100, 17, 100, 17,
They keep getting younger.
Do they? To your eye, they seem younger. Huh?
1511 17, 1511 17, 1511 17, 1517.
Did they still have dormitories at the fair when you were?
No.
You're not that old.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you still have them. No. But no,
$1,800.
1,800.
So I'm being told the starting bid for this fundraiser is $16K. That's the starting bid.
Is 16.
$16,000. Starting bid next.
All right. So we were talking about Dennis Bangert, and Dennis is going through a battle with cancer. And so we're going to do a fundraiser here. This is a market hog. And we'll turn over Mark Canoyer, who's up on the stage. Oh, we got
Mark's
some
in his
donations
full
coming here.
sunflower wear.
With his pig hat.
But the pig has sunflowers on the hat, too.
Yep. Prevention Genetics, by the way, buying the lamb exhibited by Andres.
The land purchased by Gardner Cold Storage and donated to the auction of champions. The hog purchased by the Auburndale by the Scotia Trucking and donated to the Auburndale.
So yes, they still had the dorm when I was in high school, or in 4-H. Boys slept downstairs, girls upstairs.
And there is an adult chaperone in the stairway.
There were a couple of adult chaperones, usually two in the guys. And
Yeah.
the girls, the guys' side, the lower side was much wider than the top. the girls' side only had 2 rows of, and they had bunk beds. We just
Why
had
did you
cots.
know what the girls' part looked
My
like?
wife told me.
Oh,
Don't get me in trouble here.
The hog purchased by MCHS Foundation is donated to
To where?
the
crowd?
And the crowd.
Just right now? You tell me when. Tell me when. Yeah.
We got a floor director here. This is why I did radio. They don't tell you where to turn the mics.
So on Saturday, this all came about and with an idea. And we're missing one of our own tonight. And I want you all to wave to Dennis right now, who he and his family are doing treatments in Rochester. But if you would please wave to Dennis, because the heart and soul of this market sale is all with him tonight because of all the things that he does. Dennis Baker is an egg loan officer, state country, a local dairy farmer, husband and father of 3 children, Lucy 5, Hendrik 3, and Loretta 8 months. You may know Dennis from his involvement in numerous organizations such as the Central Wisconsin State Fair, the Market Animal Sale, the Dairy Show, Junior Holstein Association, co-chair of the Wood County Farm Technology Days, Clark County Show, and many others. Whether you know Dennis or not, you've been impacted by his passion for agriculture here at our fair, in our county, and in our region. Dennis is currently battling leukemia and is undergoing the next stage of treatment at the Mayo Clinic. Your help would be greatly appreciated in offsetting expenses incurred during his family's journey. By supporting Dennis and his family, you are giving back to someone who was given of his time generously, supporting children of agriculture and our youth. Thank you for your support. Tonight's sale item is a pen made to a market sale hog raised by a market sale youth and donated anonymously by their family to this cause. The youth with the honor of showing this animal tonight in the sale ring is Dennis' cousin, Dylan Vanguard. Please keep Dennis and his family in your thoughts and prayers as we have this wonderful hog as support for Dennis tonight. Pete, let's have some fun.
All of the proceeds once again 100% going to the Mexican.
So there you go. Hopefully you were able to.
If you don't get into the bidding tonight, there's a box over here by Ag Country, that clear box that if you want to drop some money in tonight, in the box over here, you get a chance to get in. Off you go, and the box is over there at the Ag Country table.
Got a donation
So-
box sitting over here. The Baker family.
Mark did a nice job of trying to capture. Dennis has done so much for so many organizations. I
He's
think
just one of those guys that's always there.
he was not the co-chair of Farm Tech Days. He was the chair.
Yes. He was the chair of
And he was one of the younger people on our Farm Tech Day committee. And he was our chairman, and he didn't think he should be the chairman.
No, he showed up there to be the treasurer.
And no one wanted that very important job. And he took it, and he was excellent. And I appreciate as much as anybody, because as the extension agent, if he didn't do the job he did,
Oh gosh.
I would have had to done that.
Yes.
He's a great, great man.
We're at 21,000 right now.
23,000.
And I think they said that Dylan is his cousin. Dennis has probably, if you go out second, third, he probably has like 1,000 cousins. There's a lot of relatives.
I know when I was on the road with the bank, I met a lot of them.
Yeah.
24,000. We sold the Vanguard hog, $23,500 right over here. Thank
Kenny
you.
Hyman.
Going to buy our number. Oh, they've got a list.
We got a list.
That we're going to read off. Right there. I tell you what,
And of course, Dennis was, as you mentioned, chair of Farm Technology Days, Hyman's and Stern License Host.
Host family.
But over here, Mark Benoit, the Auburndale FFA round to 4.5 acre thing. You want to go out and see something in the morning, you go out off the door, throw it up by the Lauderdale School, go out there in the morning, take some cash, take some toys, all of the proceeds from that sunflower field goes to the Toys for Tots sponsored by the United States Marine Corps. So right there, that's why he's always in the sunflower. It's not because he's a pretty guy. That's why he's doing that. $23,500 for the backyard hog. Bob, it's up to you to tell us who bought.
And the bid buyers were Masonville Dairy, Marwood Construction, Gardner Trucking, Loyal Veterinary Service, Ag Country, Bob's Dairy Supply, Deanne's Trucking, Wisconsin Trucking and Equipment, Jordan and Brittany Freund, Tyler and Brianna Freund families, Schmeisser Accounting, Dorsland Farms, Simplicity Credit Union, Northwestern Mutual, Ace Farm and Diesel, Hay Creek Pallet, Forward Financial, Deeringer Truck, Macmillan Electric, Northside Elevator, Edward Jones, Marshfield Clinic, Quality Electric, Nicolai Construction, Power Pack, Weather Concrete, Hewitt Meats, and Normie Lane Farm. And we thank these people very, very much. And I'm sure the bankers family.
What a group. And I think of over the years of doing this sale and the Clark County sale, and those guys were always bidding together. They were all great friends. It just, it was still a great coalition.
And what a great thing to come together on.
Oh gosh, yes. But I know, that they, again, going back to farm technology days, and the Hymans and Sternweises were so thankful to Farm Credit for allowing Dennis.
Oh yeah.
He was on the payroll.
Yep.
And he was doing their work. He did a great job. All right, we go to reserve champions. Next up we have, and speaking of the Owie girls, this is Anna Marie, Auburndale FFA, daughter of Dale and Kelly Owie.
Winner of our outstanding livestock contest.
Your purchases for your purchase tonight over at the Farm Credit table. If you don't pay for them tonight, on the slip that you have, it gives you the address of where to send the check to. So if you don't pay tonight,
So not a really heavy lamb. 121.
No, 121. So okay, you judge sheep. What do you see in this one?
I see a long body sheep with a big ham. The ham isn't the biggest thing. The loin area would be, which I can't see very well from here.
Yeah.
But
so flyers, if you want to have your picture taken with your exhibitor and the champion animal, after the last champion animal is sold,
And actually,
over that area,
Kelly's background is showing horses.
okay.
take pictures of the steers first, so you can move that direction right.
They're basketball players too, aren't they?
Oh,
So this time
yeah, I think Anna Marie was player of the conference in Merriwood last year.
this has got to be Anna Marie, is that right? Anna Marie Owie, her parents are Dale and Kelly Owie. She belongs
Well,
to Auburndale FFA.
her dad was kind of a pretty good basketball player.
University.
He was on the state championship team for Auburndale.
Yeah.
Other awards that she's received in the champion.
Matter of fact, her dad coached her.
Showman at the
Yeah.
Wisconsin
So,
State
yeah.
Fair in 2022. The fifth overall bred and owned market land at the Wisconsin State Fair in 2023. Her favorite fair memory is being in the pen of champions with my best friend and people you would like to thank, his family and friends, and Brianna Howell, which I guess must be his sister. So, at this time, we will be selling the reserve champion market lamb, which is a 121-pound market lamb, shown again by Anna Marie Owie of the Auburndale FFA.
And just like every lamb, we're going to start up $800.
Anna Marie just wants to get on with the sale here. Let's go.
But we don't have the mohawk going here. She said none of that.
This is the reserve champion market lamb.
3,000 at 32 and a half, now 3,500. 3,500 at reserve grand champion, 3,500 at 35.
Again, there were 23 sheep that sold in the market, showed in the selling tonight in the market. We have a really big sheep show now, a lot of breeding classes.
Well, you have quite a few people raising sheep in Wood County, don't you?
Yeah.
It's really that.
The breeding classes are really big because of the Lindo family have really upped that game.
Well, they show open classes all over the state, don't they? So $42.50 on the reserve market lamb. A couple of buyers on this. We'll get for you.
Earth, just Earth.
Earth Incorporated. Oh, just Earth.
Just Earth.
Just Earth. It was purchased by Earth. All right, we go to the reserve champion market hog. All right, this is Avery Stickert, son of Eric and Tammy Stickert. Golden Glow 4-H, and the hog weighs 274. Avery Stickert.
This guy's pretty calm.
Yep. Act like you've been there.
Reserve champion, market hog at
274 pounds.
Sticker of the Golden Globe 4-H.
I don't know who's having more fun, her showing us grand reserve champ hog, and the little gentleman sitting right here holding up the sign. He's just a smile like there's no tomorrow. $1,000 on reserve champ, 1,000 number 2, number 2, number 2, 2,000 now, 3,000, 11, 3, 3,000, 11, number 3, 3 now 4, and $4,000. I'm at 3,500, 3,500, 11, 35, 3,500 on the reserve champ, 3,500, 3,500, 11, 3,000 with Chris, 3,500, 35, I'll take 3,250, 3,250, now 35, and now 35, and now 35, 35, 37 and a half, 35, 32 and a half, 35, and then 37 and a half, now 4,000, 11 to 4,000, 4,000, 11 to 30, so 4,000, 4,000, and 4,000, 4,000, now 4,250, 4,250, 11 to 4,250, I'm at 4,000 with Chris, 4,250, 4,250, 11 to 4,000, and 4,250, 4,000, 4,250, 4,000, 11 to 4,250. I sold it your way, Chris, $4,000, and that's going to go to buyer number
$4,000 on the reserve market hog, exhibited by
98,
Avery Stickert.
143, and 168.
So a group of buyers here.
Thank you.
We got three.
Yep.
Hewitt's,
Here's meat processing, Nikolai
Nikolai.
Construction, and Quality Electrical Solutions.
Meat processing, fire 143 is
now we're down on the lower deck.
All right, the reserve dairy beef, and this is Lucas Bernick, son of Jason and Leah Bernick, and the steer weighs 1595. So carrying on his father's tradition.
Lost our screen.
Sometimes the big screen goes.
It's my screen. I'm not happy, yes.
Oh, is it really? Oh.
Well, I provide it. It's for Motion Spray.
Wind
This will bring us to the reserve champion dairy steer. This is Lucas Bernick. His parents are Jason and Leah Bernick.
It's a good job. He held on to the steer.
Yeah.
We had the big screen that they project the
See,
buyers
we were worried
on.
about that on that smaller screen. We got the bottom braced.
Must be windy. I don't know. Must be.
Gosh, I hope it doesn't muss my hair.
I don't think you need to worry.
And he would like to thank his brother Ryan and sister Maddie for helping me work my steer.
So a little statement from each of the champion and reserve champion exhibitors.
We are selling the reserve champion dairy steer, a 1,595-pound dairy steer, shown by Lucas Bernick of the Golden Glow 4-H.
And here you go, your reserve champion dairy beef steer, you know, about 25. Now 3, 4, 5, 6,000, 11, 6.
Tied it up now.
6,000, 6,000.
Well, it's made it this far. We can probably make it a couple more animals.
5,500 now, 55, 5,500, 11, 5,000.
kind of interesting hearing that the reserve champion dairy steer weighs 1595. The grand champion weighs 1708. So 150 pounds, 100 pounds difference.
They came from different weight classes. Yep.
5,000 on a reserve champ, 5,000, 5250, 5,250 to 11 to 5,000 with you, Chris, 50.
But they're both significantly heavier than the market beef.
Right.
So that your way, Chris, $5,000, buyer number 150.
5,000 for the reserve dairy beef.
And buyer 150.
Oberholzer.
Oberholzer Dairy Cattle Company, just east of Loyal.
Buyer 150, and we thank you very much.
Newer business. I didn't know of Oberholzer very many years ago.
They bought a farm east of Loyal
Yep.
about 6 years ago. Nice looking farm. The first thing they did is start tearing the end of it in the shed, and I thought, what is he doing? Made it into a sale barn, and he's done well. All right, this is Brooklyn Bowman. This is the reserve champion market beef. Brooklyn's with the Marshfield FFA, and the daughter of Dean and Shanna Bowman. And steer weighs 1420. Reserve champion market steer. Yeah, they started knocking out the end of the shed. So, well, they're going to cement it out, but that's kind of a weird way to do it. Well, no, they really made it into a sale barn, the front part. They've added on to both sides of it now, and just
They sell quite a few cattle through there.
oh, they do a lot of whole herd buyouts. And, yep. They've done a lot of business. You know, we're very fortunate. You have them, you have Equity, and you have Premier. I mean, you have three major livestock marketers right in the area.
And that it says a lot about why we have these three big, very successful Wausau, Neelsville, and here market animal sales is this central Wisconsin area has a lot of cattle, mainly cattle, but
And everybody knows what they're worth. Everybody knows what's the market.
Yeah.
We are ready to roll on the reserve champion market steer right here.
This one shows a lot of Angus.
25, 3,000, 11 to 35, 11 to 35, 4 down, 45, 11 to 45, 45, 5 and 5, 11 to 5 and 5,000, 50, 500, 55, 5,000 with Chris.
You're definitely finished.
25 now, 6,000, 11 to 6,000.
Very nice.
6,000,
So our champion beef of the fair was not eligible for market animal sale because they'd shown it at another fair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this was actually our honorable mention of the fair because we just went one step down for the market sale champion. But obviously,
So what was the grand champion like?
well, I was looking because I kind of forgot about that. The grand champion that's not here came out of the lightweight class. It was Brenna Thorson,
Oh, okay.
and it only weighed 1,240 pounds.
Oh, gosh.
and that's going to go to buyer number
82.50 on the reserve champion market steer.
very much 53.
Custom fabrication and repair.
Custom fabricating and repair is your buyer. Buyer 53. Custom fabricating and repair.
So now we go to the grand champions.
A couple donations I've just given. Hog purchased by Nasonville Dairy has been donated to the auction of champions. And
A few more donations going here.
Earth Incorporated has been donated to Pittsville FFA alumni.
Now, historically, this fair has had where groups get together and buy animals.
Syndicates. So we've seen a little less of it tonight, but maybe yet in these champions because this is where it would really show up, right?
This is Emma Kurzweil. This is the grand champion market lamb. She's out of the Pittsville FFA. Lamb weighs 143, daughter of Chad and Kelly Kurzweil. All right, now this lamb is 22 pounds heavier than what Owie's was. I don't see it.
What am I missing?
Well, your eyesight, you know.
Yep. And what do I know about sheep anyway?
It's really, you don't want a lot of belly because that's not meat. So if you look, the underline and the top line run nearly parallel.
Yeah, they are. Yep, you're right.
And just a little pop at the loin, at the middle of the back, right where she punched it down just now.
Yeah.
Just a little pop there. That's where your loin eye is going to be the biggest. So you'll see that if they're really packed with muscle, they're gonna be really solid in the middle of the back.
So what is she trying to do here by setting up? She's pushing on that one.
It's called bracing.
Okay.
And it's hard to brace a really calm lamb that's been worked with a lot. But what you're doing is you're pushing against them, and the lamb's reflex of action is to push against you, right?
Yep.
And so that makes the muscles all through the spine,
Tighten
the hindquarters tighten up and show more.
But she's used to it, so she's not cooperating.
Well, I asked, we had a kid in the goat show that I was judging, what he was doing because he was bracing it. I said, well, why do you do that? He said, well, so it doesn't lunge ahead and get away. And I said, well, really not. That's really not what you're doing. You're trying to get that animal to flux.
Yeah.
But if they've been worked with a lot, I suppose you can train them to brace. But if a pretty fresh, pretty raw lamb will really fight you right away.
But once they get used to it.
Yeah.
But now, how many times? I mean, these lambs really haven't been shown anywhere else other than the fair.
Well, I'm thinking they walk them every day.
Yeah, right. But I mean, getting a nice price here.
So at the state Holstein convention, we had a lady come down from Ontario that creates exceptional all-American show heifers, and she was telling us about her program. And she does that with her dairy heifers. And she says, I work with them and then I stop. And then I work with them just a little bit before the show again because I want them to be alert. I don't want them to be sleepy.
Same old.
Yeah. So I think that's a little bit what showmen do. We're doing well.
He's got 8,500.
87.5, yes or no, now $9,000. He says $9,000. Grand champion lamb, thank you again, 92.50. $9,250. How about $9,500?
The girl holding the sign. She's kind of like, are you kidding me?
And sold to Bob Meyer.
Well, I didn't wave my hand.
What did your champion lamb sell for in Nielsville?
Champion lamb. Well, the high was the reserve grand, and one other lamb sold for $12 a pound, $17.52. 10,000.
11 even?
$10,000. 11,000. It went up 1,000 just when I was writing it. Custom fabricating and repair. Bought a very expensive lamb. All right, we go to Ava Hasenoil. This is the champion market hog. Country Kids 4-H. She's daughter of Paul and Jill Hasenoil. Hog weighs 278.
She belongs to Country Kids 4-H. She's in 6th grade at the Auburndale Middle School. She's
Sixth grader.
She's been showing for 3 years. Other awards besides.
So how do you top this in your career in 4-H? I retire now.
My favorite fair memory is having as many. Now this is what I can relate to. My favorite fair memory is having as many slushes as I can, riding the fair rides and winning grand champion. I can relate to the slushes. The people you like to thank, and I'd like to thank my older sisters, Victoria and Lily, and Gracie and Rose. Is that you guys? That's okay. That's you guys for coaching me when I needed it. And I would like to thank my parents for everything they have done for me over the years. So at this time, we will be selling the Grand Champ
Well, it's well fit. It sparkles. I think it's just a little mist on it before they come in.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sparkle too.
Yes, we do. The effect is not the same though. And how about the hindquarters on this one?
That is a hog. Look at. I mean, just the muscling all the way through.
It's this wide hog.
Yeah. And when he turns, when you're looking straight on.
So, I listen to dairy cattle all the time. In the beef show, the judge kept on talking about big-footed. So those heavy animals need a big foot to carry that heavier carcass. But you see a little bit of that here, this wide stance, this width throughout an animal.
Well, you notice that especially in the beef when they walk in and they got that broad front.
Yeah.
The big animals, they do this. But this is a good hog. Little sister's doing really well. All right, we got USB processing.
98 and 80. Thank you.
I think there's one, two, probably 5 of them.
Thank you, everybody.
Merriwood, Power Pack.
The minor.
Hewitts. I'm taking your job. I'm sorry. I should do a better job on my part.
Feel free.
Forward Bank.
129 is FCHS Foundation. 163 is Power Pack. And 80 is Forward Bank. So we thank these people very much.
So Lucas Bernick had the reserve champion dairy beef, and Matty Bernick has the grand champion market beef. Golden Glow, or dairy beef I should say, Golden Glow 4H. Animal weighs 1708.
She's an 8th grader at Columbus Catholic Middle School. She's from Spencer. She's been showing for 5 years. Other awards, I received first place in pair of steers. I went to state fair for the first time this year, and my steer received third.
So now that the fair moved a week earlier, we're still in conflict with football, but most of the schools are not open.
Right. Royal opened this week. It started Monday.
And my parents for helping me to see.
But they
So we are now selling.
the school year will end before Labor Day.
Before Memorial Day?
Or Memorial Day. Yeah, before Labor Day, yeah.
Great, let's go to Lyle. I want to go there.
Before Memorial Day.
So this steer looks a lot like the reserve. They're both
They're very
lighter.
close. Now just looking at the weight, 1708 and 1595, so 113 pound difference.
Just a little over 100 pounds different.
Yeah. This had to be a tough choice. I mean, they're both. They're $9,500 already. $9,500. So the reserve champion sold for $5,000, and the grand champion $9,500.
And it's a list we're going to read off.
All right, the buyers.
My group again, Masonville Dairy, Harwood Construction, American Trucking, Loyal Veterinary Service,
Wrong list.
Wrong list. That was the Dennis Bangert list.
We'll try again. Masonville Dairy, Draxler Transportation, Simplicity Credit Union, H&S Manufacturing, Quality Electric Solutions, Forward Bank, Doing Excavating and Chips. That sounds more like it. Okay, that's fine.
There we got the right list. All right, our final animal, and this is Elena Aoi, market beef out of the Auburndale FFA, daughter of Dale and Kelly Aoi. Beef weighs 1272, grand champion, and this one shows a lot of Hereford.
I would say that both you and I are able to tell you that's a Hereford. But is it a polled? Most Herefords are polled Herefords nowadays, or?
I think so. I think they all are now.
I think pretty much.
And then we've got Brooke holding the sign now, so all the sisters got involved.
Yep.
The address it came from is on the slip you got. It's right in the middle of the page. There's an address to send your checks to if you don't pay tonight. You will not be billed separately, so don't be waiting for
Well,
this is the only bill you will
excellent sale. We can say that already. Probably exceeded. Well, it's a little smaller sale, so I don't know if we exceeded last year. We had an excellent sale last year. We've been really blessed with really strong sales the last few years.
You know, we noticed that at Clark County that, you know, average prices were down. You know, it's feed prices are up, expenses are up, and so I think that affects it some. But you know, the grand champions have done really well. But I mean, we had a lot of hogs in the $4,000 range here tonight. Beef animals were all running what, probably in the $5,000 range.
Yes. Yep. And I think that's an indication that this community here is supportive of our youth. And, you know, a lot of them are going to use it for college. Not everyone's going to go to college, but...
well, I've always said, too, that these sales are a reflection of what kind of business your parents are, what they do. Are they good folks?
But it feels good to help these youth as well.
Yeah, and they're good families. They're good families, and they're good. You know, look at the Aois here now. I mean, this is a tradition of good people who do good things.
My family, and that's also who she would like to thank is her family for their help and support.
There, we just heard that.
They're selling the grand champion market steer, a 1,272-pound steer shown by Elena Aoi of the Auburndale FFA.
Thank you, Rod. I just wanted to say, I was going to tell him, talk fast because I want that microphone. I didn't want to happen last year. But here we go. The grand champion market steer. Ready to go right here. The final animal of the evening. 25, 5,000, 11 in the 5, now 750, now 750, now 9,000, 8,000, 11 in the 8, 8,000, about 8,000, 11, about 8,000, 11, now about 8,000, 11 in the 8. I'm with again 7,000, now 8, 7,000, 8, now 9, and now 9,000, 11 and 9,000, 8,000 with Chris, and now $9,000. 9,000, 11 and 8,000, now 9, 8,500. I'll take 8,500, 8,500, ladies and gentlemen. Last animal of the evening, 8,500, 8,000 back here, 8,500. How about 8,250, 8,250, 8,000, 8,250, $8,000, 8,250, 8,000, 11 to 8,250. On the grand champion market beef, last animal of the evening, $8,000. How about 8,250, 8,250, now 8,000, 11 to 8,250, 8,250, now 8,500, 85, and now.
So they just matched the reserve.
Right.
87 and a half, 85 and 87 and a half, 85, 11 to 87 and a half. Put your hands together, last animal, 87 and a half, 85, 11 to 87 and a half, 8,500, 8,750, 8,750. I sold the grand champions here, $8,500. Gonna go to buyer number 53. Ladies and gentlemen,
8,500 on the grand champion.
thank you very much for
So a very good sale, and the sale of champions especially.
tonight. Thank you.
Custom fabricating and repair.
Custom
Fabricating and repair. They bought 3 of the 8 champion animals, so thank you very much.
So coming up tomorrow, you have lots of stuff here yet.
Again, thank you very much. We hope to see you all back.
And I stay around for the open show. I'll be working in the open class
Any hint on the
show.
open show as to how the entries are this year? Does it look good?
Thank you very much for coming.
Well, they've had room in the barns the last few years, so this building we're in is a show ring, but during the open show they've tied animals on this east end of the building,
Right.
and they're giving that up this year. So I think it'll be tight after giving up that. So it's a big show for an open show. I'd say 300 head probably. I don't know for sure.
Well, this has always been kind of the premier open class dairy show for years.
Bigger than Wisconsin State Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And a lot of 4-H things going on yet tomorrow in the junior fair.
Oh yeah. So like I said, showmanship will be tomorrow for dairy cattle. That'll be the last of the livestock. But I think there's some woodworking and work to be judged yet. Yeah. So.
Very good. Well, we thank you for being a part of this, and thanks to Zaleski Sports once again for streaming this and making us look good and keeping book for us as well this year. It's not easy to make us look good.
Yeah, he didn't have the camera on us much.
So, again, a very successful sale thanks to all the people, especially the buyers who come to this sale and make this go, because without them, this is a moot point. And these are just some very big money dollars raised for some very good kids and great projects, and just continuation of the junior fair at this show. So,
well, and thank you, Bob, for doing this every year. It's great to work with you.
and you as well. And I guess until Conoyer calls, we keep doing it. So
okay.
Thanks for being here, Matt. Thank you for joining us. Have a good rest of the fair.